but not down just yet. Onyx with an early win.
Onyx also up on the pounds for the early game. They want to snowball too.
Oh.
That kill up against Sans, or rather given to Ludpi. So the CZ has a very good day up in the XP lane.
Definitely doing better than Mark right there, but that was a weird situation we saw from Moeza. Walking up and just getting taken out like that. Doesn't seem to be any response from him at all. That's definitely concerning if you're on the side of Dewa. But looking at the clash of eras here, the young blood and the veteran, Skylar and maybe, as you say that, Skylar with the Blazing Duet trying to clear it out.
Kind of fast, Keyboy walking up as well. Will be able to get that gold crab, or sorry, just gold Cannonman. Both teams disengage.
All Skylar can do now is just farm up, maybe use the Blazing Duet to clear the lanes, make sure that he doesn't get ganked. Keyboy.
Is it to escape? Hawkins going back by Skylar now with the BMI forward as high jumps in with the electrifying beats, bans. Gets away with the puncture. And it's just Onyx doing some housekeeping, pushing Dewa out of their own jungle.
But as you guys were mentioning, man, no big crowd control tools available. The only real engage is Keyboy. And so if Dewa can keep the pressure up and actually pressure Keyboy to use a glorious pathway backwards defensively every single time, that means Onyx can't really follow up, can't really chase anybody down unless they want to put themselves in danger. And they will have a lot of tools available to kind of turn and counter-engage around. That's something that Onyx definitely don't want to really do, especially because they're only at a 1k gold lead. They can very much find a big moment here and turn it around. They have to really plan out and set up for this next hurdle take though, honestly.
Mark getting pushed, but Sans on the rotational play here. Good pressure to Esmeralda, so low.
Oh! Predicted feathered airstrike from Sans! Wow!
Takes down the XP laner, and Dewa without the Esmeralda. Now Onyx, they have Prio on the turtle, and Ludpi is just gonna wreak havoc towards Moeza. There's no way they can contend this turtle for themselves.
Free for Onyx. Just like that, Arashi?
I mean, we were talking about Dewa planning out the aggressive moves. Look at Vance here, trying to get on Keyboy, leaving the orange. Keyboy is just too tanky at this point. That's an interesting situation, trying to push him away perhaps,
no.
But Mark, oh man, he's a target now.
The airstrike coming down, the falling Star Moon is right there, but what is the Esmeralda sustain to the burst of Sans?
Oh no, getting schooled by the Sky Kings. As Keyboy might get caught in trouble, but he's gonna be fine. He's a tanky, beefy boy. Just making way for Onyx and Skylar to farm up a bunch. He has the DHS. Needs that Trinity to get moving forward. Blazing Duet. Towards maybe.
Skylar. The Blazing Duet the zone to save the usual Blazing Duet from Skylar just yet.
Yeah.
No big team fights for now for that to happen. But for Mark, man, the fact that he went with the flicker here is making him so much more vulnerable.
Oh, yeah.
No Purify to get out and, dodge from some of those feathered airstrikes. So with Esmeralda, you're tanky, but you need to be able to proc your shielding, right, to get that extra tankiness. So when you get stunned up and burst it down immediately, man, Onyx have the tools right here to really nullify any kind of frontline presence because Moeza can't deal with the magic damage and Mark just gets locked down and deleted immediately.
I'd like to interject and argue that this Hellcurt pick, the later it gets, the harder it is to execute, but Ludpi will pop the Fidget.
3v1, no problem! Ludpi forcing Octa's ultimate. And it's free for Onyx to go bot lane, maybe. Can you survive? He has a flicker, the feather airstrike comes in. Keyboy locks him down in the backline as Kai walks in forward. No Zaman forced to play with. Kai gets a kill. And Moeza is unable to answer. That's a free turn and kill for Onyx down below.
The Sky Kings again making the gods bleed. Smiling down from the heavens. So Onyx is doing absolutely insane in this early game. Again, I was about to say this Hellcurt pick, the later it goes, the sooner it becomes. It seems like the Hellcurt pick will become irrelevant because as of now, 6 minutes up that, still not able to get a kill. And the Dark Knight Falls not used enough effectively to become a good ganking tool, Arashi.
No.
With a 4k gold lead for Onyx, man, at this point, any misstep, and Sans even solo can kind of one-shot Okta as well. So even though he is the assassin here, he has to be careful not to be assassinated by the side of Onyx. He needs to find ways to get in the back, and he needs to use that ultimate for a high-value team fight. But Onyx are not going for a big 5v5. They're just going for 3v1s, 3v2s. They're using the pressure around the map to get guaranteed advantages here, whether it's gold, time, or cryo. And so Dewa are always one step behind.
Whoa!
And he's going to take it
Oh, glorious pathway! Give a Skylar the blazing duet for free! Into the backline he goes with Feather Airstrike supporting him. AOG defensively as maybe pops into Zaman Force, dashes back and forth. Lutpi ties them up with the curtain call, and Skylar gets a turret in the mid lane. Mueza able to get away in time. Onyx are not giving Dewa any space to play with. It is a free tier 2, nothing from Dewa to answer that trade.
The first glimpse of Blazing Duet from Skylar. Finally shown there, but still only one kill for the Claude. But the later it gets, the sharper this Claude will become, the more damage it's able to exert. Now, for Dewa, Rashi, what do they have to do? What will this Hellcurt bring to the table when it's come to the late game?
I think at this point for Dewa, the only real thing they have going for them is they have burst damage. So they don't have crowd control, but at this point, it doesn't really matter when you're against a team with Purify on the mid lane and gold laner, right? Unfortunately, Octa is just so behind. With only a Heptasis at this point at 8 minutes. He is just slightly irrelevant. I think Skylar can even 1v1 him, no issue, even without the Wind of Nature. So they need to try and find a way to wait for Onyx to overstay perhaps, just defend a little bit more, and then use that burst damage together and, you know, go for a 2-for-1 trade. Get a kill onto Sans or Skylar, because they have to try and find something with the burst damage. That's one of the only things they have at their disposal.
Sieging on towards the bottom side, but no. At least for now, Octa is able to exert side lane pressure, right? Just push out the minions to then create that pressure on towards the side lanes, and Onyx has to respond, and they do. Octa cancels his recall. He's gonna be fine on the Lord, next on the eyes of the Sky Kings.
Look at the critical
Weird, Rashi. Like, they built such a good first phase draft, I feel, to just go for the Hellcurt mid in the end. I thought maybe it was Rome, maybe they would swap some things here, but now they have 0 prio, 0 clear. I mean, the clear kind of like, it's just Harith and Lance, and then even that's not really going to be enough to deal with the sieging potential of Onyx.
I think they're really relying on that Hellcurt doing well in the early game. But again, we talked about this a lot, Mirko. The God of Kacha isn't exactly the best early game aggressive kind of roam. Oof. So even when Octa was trying to be proactive there was nothing that the rest of Dewa could do to kind of enable him. And as you mentioned, the siege potential. Look at that, dude. It wasn't even a proper fight, and Sans is able to chunk down multiple members down to below half HP before the Lord is even in the picture. They were just having to answer so many questions at the same time.
This Farsa is getting ridiculous. Now the Lord sieging on the base. Dewa might be able to stop this push.
Yeah, holy shield in the mid lane. Already taken out by their airstrike over to Mark. This might be a solo kill. Oh, flicker out from Mark. A big resource that I think would rather be spent from Dewa to try to engage, use defensively in their own base. And Onyx still have those enhanced minions to go for yet another siege down in the mid lane. Zaman Force popped in with a glorious pathway too as Keyboy looks for an angle. Octa using the stingers to clear out the way, but now there's another up top and walks in, Thorn Rose by the red strike from Sans, reads it again perfectly. Mark disintegrates Kai with the electrifying beats as Sans flaps his wings inside of the base of Dewa.
Again, looking so clean and so perfect from the Sky Kings. Sans also with the 3 kills to his name. The burst damage uncontained by the gods. Dewa United bleeding to death. The crystal opened, but can they end it right here, right now? It seems like not yet. Outside. Oh, push!
Another one now reading the move. Kai jumping in the back, finding a killing spree. It's another turret falling up top. Onyx in dominant fashion, going in again. Vans and Octa tied up together with the curtain call. Lutpi diving in deep into the base. And they have another minion wave. It's still a 3v5. Now getting marked. HCC taken out by Kai. Blazing duet from Skylar. Over to Vans. Kai with the cleanup. Onyx with a match to remember. Game 1, 11:44.
Flawless game from the Sky Kings. 0 deaths. And they look sharp. They look clean. They look unstoppable. But again, it's still the first game. Still 2 more possible games to go. But what a debut for Skylar.
Good old Onyx, man, bringing in the Claude on Skylar, the Sans on the Farsa. This is Onyx as always, so dominant, so calculated when it comes to the rotations of how to take the fights. And for Dewa, that's what you get for trying to bring out the crazy picks against the original crazy mid laner. You bring the Hellkirk mid against Gila Sans. You pay the price.
0 and 8 in the end. They got nothing. Not a single turret, not a single objective, not a kill, nothing. They were dominated from start to finish. And again, we have to question the wrong move from Coach Wright. What was the plan with the Hellkirk? Was it just to deal with the Pharsa? And even then, was it really the best move to make against a team of this caliber?
Oh no, Coach Wright going left, and everything is just wrong for Dewa United, but for Onyx, it seems like they've never left. It seems like there's a team reborn, but again, we can't jump to conclusions just yet, because number one, this is Dewa United. I'm not saying they're weak, but, you know, you gotta test out Onyx with something greater. Maybe against RRQ later on, or maybe against the best team in the world. Bigatron, bye Vitality, you know.
That's bias, bro. Respect. That's straight up bias. Well,
wow. A perfect game, Arashi. Deathless for Onyx.
I mean, what can I say? We talked about this, right? Both teams already having a lot of engaged possibilities. Towards the end there, you're seeing Mark land like 3-man falling star moons, and then within half a second, deleted. Right? It doesn't matter if you can land a 3-man falling star moon if you can survive long enough for anything to come out of it. So, man, I don't know what the plan was, but it really didn't work out at all, right? You're trying to, if you're playing the damage-heavy, aggressive style without the engage tools and trying to rely on the movement, right? The Avatar of the Guardian and all these, you know, all these tools to really outmaneuver Onyx. I feel like that was a really high bar to set, man. You want to outmaneuver the guys who are known for outmaneuvering their opponents? Really?
Wow, and Onyx didn't even have a very, very strong engage when it comes to locking down the players of Dewa. They only had the Glorious Pathway to come in. Maybe only the high-loss stun, you know, that mini stun, but, you know, you can't really pick your poison, so Dewa, they got outclassed in the team fighting department. I feel like Onyx was able to target their takes, their skirmishes very, very well. 3v1s, 2v1s, those ganks that made up top, down bottom as well, supplementing Skylar in a very, very good lane. I think against the Hereth, he didn't struggle at all. And just Sans being Sans, bursting down players of Dewa.
Forget the predictions as well, dude. Some of those feathered airstrikes were dodged from, but he just saw through it immediately. I think there's no doubt, right?
No doubt. The player of the game, presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, Z Flip 7, I miss saying that. MVP, Sans.
Gila Sans. Yeah, what a debut for Skylar. What a performance by Sans to steal the show in this game, right? We were expecting Skylar to go for the blazing duet. Well, he did, but it was really just Sans. Oh, with the flicker read on that feathered airstrike, and then again with a gank over to Mark. Oh man, Sans is really marking Mark.
He's so clean with it, dude. He just sees things that we don't. And maybe this is a message from Onyx, like, hey, we have a great gold lane now with some potential playmaking star power, but don't forget the rest of the guys are more than, you know, more than enough to actually hold a candle to that kind of star power. This is the star team, the all-star team of Indonesia, and right now they're showing it, right? You need something extra if you even want to have a close game, a decent game.
Well, seems like the picks from Dewa that was supposed to kind of handle the Pharsa, right? You talked about the Hellkirk, the Lancelot, even the Esmeralda, those who can really dive and touch, you know, and take down the Pharsa. Didn't really work to perfection at all. Didn't even work at all.
Oh.
And that Pharsa was untouchable, but here we go, 11-2-0.
Look at the player pose, man. It's kind of fitting for the situation.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah, everybody is just depressed.
I don't know, man.
I mean, it's intentional.
Yeah, I think it's intentional,
like,
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it again, right? I mean, just confusing to me. I'm sorry. Lancelot first pick, great. I love that, right? And then into we saw Pharsa and CC on the other side.
Yeah.
Yes, they go Harith against the Pharsa. That's already, you counter yourself, but I get it. Okay, you already have a Lancelot to deal with the Pharsa. You already have a Gato there, but it's also picked into a CC, which is kind of questionable. But in the end, I would feel, for me, it's still all right if they have something like a glue, you know, like something to hold them down while the rest of the team does damage. But then they finish up with an Esme Helker, throwing away everything they had in the first phase. They were taking...
I think the idea is to just dive all the way, forget the front line, there is no line, have everyone like jump behind, like,
But who's there to lock
like a
them?
paratrooper, right? But I agree, if they want to do that, they need someone that can lock someone down, kind of, right? While also diving, while also sustaining. I guess that's where they thought the Esmeralda can kind of work, right? You can kind of dive, you can still do damage, you're still fast and maneuver, and you know, you can do all that, all the same things that Glue in theory can do, but in order for the Esmeralda to be able to do that, the Esmeralda has to be ahead. And they did not play for that at all, right? They allowed Mark to just get marked by Onyx every single time. He got ganked like, what, 5 times in the early to mid game? How are you supposed to rely on that, you know, that hybrid frontline dive situation when your main frontliner just, you know, ain't in the game? He ain't playing the game, bro. He got shut down.
So, Mirko, what do you think is best to replace maybe the Esmeralda or the Helker?
Glue.
But yeah, I mean, for the Esme, I would say the glue. The Hellcurt, I would say just the mid laner, right? I mean, the Juicin was banned out already, sure. The Farsa gets picked on the other side, but there have been a lot of different ones. Selena got respected. Valentina is still there to get some big ultimates through. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of different like ways they could have taken the draft, not just from the last 2 picks, but from the first 3. The Lancelot is the only one that I'm like, all right, that's a great pick. And then everything else is kind of like, you pick Gatot into CC, pick Harith into Farsa, you kind of put yourself in a corner, but I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. Because, all right, you go for those picks to end really strong, right? Yeah. Maybe you want to just enable these 2 even more, but no. There's no, I feel, very synergy, because the lock isn't even really...
And I feel like if they really wanted to play this style, they can't really go for like a 50-50 neutral objective take. And that's what they did, right? They sent Mueza to stand in the middle of the turtle pit with 3 members of Onyx, get beat up by the turtle and Onyx, and that's it. You know, if you wanted to end strong, right? You have that early game, why not use that opportunity to try and hunt down the members of Onyx instead? Trade it for the turtle.
Yeah. So you could say that
really
Dewa United, you could say that Dewa United was folded and flipped by Onyx. And if you want to fold and flip as well, you can use the new Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7. You can level up your gaming experience. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy processor keeps your gameplay smooth and lag-free. I also love fidgeting around. You know, I need something to fidget, so this phone also helps it with flipping around the screen. That's very, very, you know, that's a very, very good innovation. You know, you can just then expand your resolution. Use it like you can also feel the massive gaming experience, and when you need quick info, you can just use the Gemini AI from Samsung. And obviously, this is one of the best phones out there.
I mean, dude, what's crazy is
it's so cool.
When you get into the Land of Dawn, you maybe would expect like black bars, right?
Yeah.
But no, it actually fills up the entire thing. So I actually think it's an advantage for all you.
Advantage. That's
Gold laners, map awareness is very crucial. This literally gives you a big map.
Don't forget to get this special promo as well for you guys who are going to buy or trade in. You can get a cashback of up to 3.5 million and a bank cashback up to 2.5 million. And you can enjoy free 6 months of Google AI Pro and installments starting from only 700,000 rupiah per month. You can check out samsung.com/ID or scan the QR code below and click the link in the pin chat to get yourself that Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7.
It only runs until the 15th of September, by the way, so make sure you get it while it's still available. Because, dude, this one is crazy, man. I can't... Dude, it's always insane. It's so thin. How is it even, like, staying together?
Dude, I have no idea, but look, like, I mean, I had this for the podcast, and I just played with it, like, I just kept on closing it, opening it again. It's insane. It's beautiful.
It's almost as good as Good Day.
Whoa, whoa!
Della did not have a good day because they forgot to drink Good Day.
Good Day.
Good Day RTD Coffee is launching a special edition in collaboration with MPL with prizes of free MLBB diamonds and skins. Here's how. You can buy Good Day Special Edition Mobile Legends from the nearest mini-market or store. You can come to my house because I have loads of Good Day in my stock.
Okay.
And number 2, you can find the unique code behind the packaging label. So there is a unique code right here.
Wow!
Find that. You can scan it and redeem the code straight away, and you'll instantly receive the diamonds and skins.
What flavor is that?
This is the diamond flavor. No, I'm kidding. This is Fantastic Mochaccino.
Fantastic. Mochaccino.
Fantastic.
Go check it out, ladies and
Mochaccino.
gentlemen. Have a GG good day with Good Day.
I thought that was Good Day Brody flavor.
Oh.
Brody, because
What would that taste like?
despair.
Spicy.
Despair.
Despair.
I hate going against Brody, so
Torn apart memory.
torn apart.
So it gives you like bad nostalgia,
Maybe.
Yeah.
PTSD.
I hate Brody.
You hate Brody? Why do you hate Brody, man?
Because he wrecks me in lanes.
I see.
You're a Moscow main, so that actually checks out.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, then you can get the Rafaela one, you know? And Rafaela's skin in that one is,
I hate Rafaela.
oh.
What? Why?
When I die, I don't want to be respawned. I want to drink Good Day. Let me die in peace.
You want to have time, but then you get brought back and you're like, man, why?
Yeah.
And I get back into the battlefield, die again.
Suffering from success, bro.
No. Usually that's suffering from failure, Rashi. You know, the people who don't like Rafaela are usually the bad players because when you get respawned, you usually get more value. But in his case, he respawns and then dies again.
You're
I
losing
don't
more
wanna play.
value.
I don't want to mess up my KDA, so, you know.
0-8 power spike, bro.
0-10 power spike. Come on.
Well,
Well, don't forget Good Day. And don't forget as well, if you have a good day, you have your phone ready, you can also come over to the MPL arena.
Wait, really?
Watch the matches.
Why not?
Why not?
Right? This is a.
why not as Onyx PH coach?
Oh,
That's true.
interesting. Well, I'm just saying, it's a full house right here. Even though it's the first game of the season, usually it takes some time for things to start ramping up. But it's great. I bet they're all voting for their favorite team because right now you can vote for your favorite team every MPL, right? And you can get prizes if you do it through the GoPay app.
Yeah. So, Rashi, who's going to be the champion of MPL ID Season 16?
Whoa, are you going to go RQ again? Third season in a row?
Of course, dude, RRQ, man. Third time's the charm, right?
Okay.
That's the saying for a reason.
So
Arsenal.
don't forget.
It's our time.
Don't forget to cast your vote in the GoPay app because if you do, you can possibly win 16 electric motorbikes and 16 gaming phones up for grabs as well. And there will be other awards like MLBB skins, GoPay coins, headphones, and power banks. That is all waiting for you. And especially for the opening day of MPL ID Season 16, together with GoPay, the wallet of MPL, we're giving away free WDP to 16,000 pieces.
16,000.
Yeah, so stay tuned. Because again, usually I get my WDP from Lim Kochel
Oh.
up in the Indonesian desk. He usually shares that, but now he doesn't share it anymore. He's stingy.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
there's 16,000. Surely we can kind of sneak one out. Yeah.
Especially because we're here, we can go and get that BBG later on, you know?
That's true.
We've got the advantage. But don't worry, if you guys want that advantage, come over to MPL Arena and watch because we still have game 2 for Onyx versus Dewa. Now, what are we expecting here? Do we expect Dewa to go back to the orthodox picks or do they double down and say, no, Hellcurt is good, they just played bad?
Oh man. I feel like. See, it depends on Dewa. I feel like they're a team that likes to take those risky odds, right? So maybe they'll do it again with the idea that, hey, if we lose right now, it's only the first game, right? There's plenty of games to kind of catch up. It's losing against Onyx as well, you know, it's not exactly like, oh, a massive surprise by all means. So they might just double down again. But if they really want to, if they found that first game was such a show of dominance from Onyx and they know they can't really pull off the unorthodox picks against Onyx, then maybe they'll shuffle back. I feel like the former might be what they go for, but hey, who knows?
I feel like if they are able to make the Hellcurt online and relevant in the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, then that kind of gives them the resources and also the leverage to then play to the late game because a very, very fed Hellcurt, a very, very, you know, kill-heavy Hellcurt will just enable those ganks to happen. And we did not see any of those ganks happening. And even if there were, Onyx were very quick on their response, creating a 2vx situation, becoming a 2v3 situation, 1v4 situation even. So they were able to grasp their hands on the game early on. So if they're able to tackle down Onyx in those first few minutes, then I guess they're ready to go.
Well, then they have to actually decide who they want to play for. Because if you talk about the mid lane Hellcurt not getting ganks off, he was able to actually gank the gold lane multiple times. Skylar was chunked down, but they were unable to capitalize off that. They didn't orchestrate a dive. They didn't really get the habit really snowballing. So they kind of like tried to get both lanes winning, and they lost both instead. So I feel like against a team like Onyx, you have to understand that if you kind of shuffle all of your resources left, then the right side is gonna, is gonna suffer as a result, and you have to plan around that because there's no way Onyx is gonna just take that and be like, oh no, what do I do now?
Well,
So what do you do? What do you do? It's just, man, it's so sad to see the first game go like that for Dewa because it really felt like this is gonna be the season where they try to shine. Well, they did try. They just didn't get. Well, Sans, no wonder he did well. You know, we got the girlfriend buff in the building here.
Awa.
Awa, Gila Sans, look at him. He's locked in though. Hey,
Oh.
is that Kai? Is that Kai fixing his mic?
That's Sans, the crazy man you see on your screen. So spotless with the Farsa. But how would you rate Sans' performance in MSC? Seems like it was gapped by Sanji multiple times.
Oh man.
Oh, let's say that.
Hey, that's coming from an Onyx fan. I think he did well. Like Sans actually did well. I don't think it's Sans' fault for any of the losses. You know, he got flanked by Daddy KP. I think it really comes down to the whole team. The whole team didn't really play around him that well in that game. They had a carry in Sans with the Eve. Yeah, I would rate him still really, really high, even after MSC. I would rate some of the others underperforming a bit less. Hopefully they get back to form, you know, for M7. Again, it's going to be in Indonesia. We got also
wife
Skylar
buff.
with the wife buff, not just a girlfriend buff, that's a wife buff, but it's always cool to see, you know, these guys, they got their wives, the girlfriends, sometimes the child in the building, and
about you,
they don't
Mirko?
care. They're locked in.
How about you,
How
Mirko?
about you, Mirko? Where's your
Oh,
buff?
my girlfriend's watching at home, always.
Oh, that's
right
why you're in
now.
high spirits right now.
Yes, sir. Shout
My
out
God.
to Louis.
I got my mom buff.
You got your mom buff?
Yeah, she prays for me every day. So
Hey.
loves me up.
Well, let's see what Dewa have right now, because they don't have buffs in the drafts. Not yet.
Not yet.
Here we go. The drafting phase for game number 2, presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7. As Onyx goes for blue side to take out the Phoveus, take out the Fanny. Again, high burst potential. Taken out. Dewa also bans out the YSS and
I will choose my
All right, so
own
it's a bit of a switch up here. The Audit is the new face in the banning phase, so the Kalea is available. So is the Tushin.
Yep.
Right now for Dewa, they banned the Yisenshin and the Wanwan. Same way, the same pick that Onyx went for. But now the Fanny has been banned by Dewa, so there's a new pick that Dewa can ban out. Tushin,
Or do you really want to give Kai a Lancelot?
oh,
That should be the Lance, right? Like, it's either Lance or Kalea. Oh, Kai on the Lance. Ridiculous. Dewa, what do you have in store for this Lance? There's no way you go Farsa or Granger here against the Lance, right? That was a big concern for me previous game. That's why I feel like, why ban Granger when they already have Lance? You just want to go in, right? I mean, dismantle that composition. Dewa. Did they go Gatot here? Did they? Okay, they go Kalea. There you go. At least they have an answer.
Oh!
Super early
Very
though
early.
with the Beatrix. This is a very honest draft from Coach Wright.
Kalea Beatrix combo though, still there. But now the question is, what stops the Lancelot in the jungle in this meta?
Oh man. Not a big jungle player. In theory, it's still the fast clear utilities technically.
Boxia?
Or a better assassin, right? That's why the Fanny is still respected. I'm curious about this Beatrix though, because knowing that it's Dewa, right? Is this gonna be moved around somehow? Beatrix mid was a thing a long time ago. We'll see,
No.
man. We'll see.
No, please, no. Onyx, they could go Farsa here, or they could go Cho. I think the Cho is also a really good shout here up against the Beatrix. They could also go for... Well, they end up going for Gatot Kacha, which is pretty solid, but I wouldn't really expect Gatot and CC to be picked up at the same time, just because you want to try to utilize that flex of Gatot. But who cares? Maybe because they already have Lance for Kai, they're like, all right, let's just go and play for him, right? Let's just enable him. So Joy, another assassin into the mix. Saw this matchup earlier. Kai was able to win, so now more pressure to Vance. Can he perform on the Joy against the Lance?
Vance with the Joy, and now second phase of banning. At least for Dewa now, they can cone out the options for Skylar in the gold lane. But hey, Skylar is Skylar. You can play basically any gold lane, potentially. But the Beatrix pickup, this is very early, and Onyx, they have enough dive to take down the Beatrix. I mean, you have the Lancelot, you have the Gatot Kacha to just jump into the Beatrix. So that's going to be another point of problem then for the gold laner, for maybe. And they ban out the Hereth to give Beatrix at least
Joy?
a contentable lane to play in.
And technically, they're banning away a gold lane that can go Purify, right? That can dash away and kind of like outplay a lot of these these targeted spells, like the Joy close range dives towards you, the Beatrix wants to land things, right? A mobile hero like the Hermit can be a problem for their game plan, so it's a pretty good ban option, Matthew.
Uranus.
Your team is
So taken out. Very staple pick up in the XP lane. Sustainability given so much. And survivability is the name of the game, and you pick up that hero now, though, for Dewa. Do they want to ban another gold laner, or do they try to cone down the options for Sans?
Oh,
They might
wanna
look to ban
Claude.
another gold laner.
They want to ban Claude. They're hovering over Claude. Blazing Dart from Skylar.
Then they can pick up a Moskov then.
Exactly. It could be Moskov. Could just be a signature Granger too.
Yeah.
They're really thinking about this one. They're hovering over Moskov, Claude. They're like, which one do we ban? They're even checking the time. It'll be the Moskov here. Hovered over. Do they decide to tap the ban
The
button?
suspense!
Claude, Granger, Moskov, choose your poison, because
Stop
in the end, you're going to leave some of these big picks open. It will be the Moskov that he decides to ban away from Skylar.
Right. No Moskov, no global presence. So Onyx. Well, how do they want to play this one out? Do they want to oblige Dewa, go for a front-to-back pick-off kind of style? Because against a Kalea Beatrix, it's a bit of a problem, right? They don't really have a lot of heroes that can kind of tank that kind of damage. And do they want to get a long-range mid lane as well for Sans later on?
Fight for the
Not really
ultimate
Hilda
answer.
here. Narrowing down the front line as well, knowing that the Kalea, if the Kalea is forced to front line and also look for the picks, usually the Kalea can do both at the same time.
They want to go Granger Farsa, is what the Hilda means, right? I mean, the Hilda is also good against the CC, so there you go. Plus the Granger Farsa combination of Onyx, so they're going to have some crazy artillery with Lancelot coming in to clean them up. Dewa, I think, take the Farsa away. Yes, you're up against Lance. It's still very, very scary. But it's either that or you go for Lunox, right? You go for the double combo with Kalea. Why I say Lunox isn't really because it's meta, it's more of an Octa pick. They decide to go for an Esmeralda again against the CC.
Okay.
Esmeralda again and again. What appeals Dewa to pick up the Esmeralda, Arashi?
Well, again, it's a sustain. It's basically a different Uranus, right? I think Onyx understands this. They ban the Uranus, they ban the Hilda. What other hero can kind of sustain and be mobile and be annoying, right? The Uranus and Hilda and Esme are the only ones in that category technically. I guess the glue technically can kind of be similar to that, but really not to the same degree.
Shadow at your service.
That's the Granger.
That's the
Farsa.
Farsa. All right.
It was so obvious. Let's see if this Esme is the answer to the Farsa Granger. Let's see if they go for the Lunox, because then they would actually have a bit more dive to play with to the Granger Farsa, because I don't think you want to go Valen here. You don't really get too much value out of the Valen.
And the Loyi.
The Loyi is a, it's, I would say it's better compared to Valen.
Because the front to back is something that Onyx wants to do here with so much long-range artillery. They can show up behind them. You know, the burst damage is going to allow them to kind of get the value technically, but again, it's still a risky play regardless.
Oh.
What Kagura? What season is it?
Hey.
Playing from behind, right?
Whoa.
Yin Yang overturn. Let's see. Is it going to be enough though? You said Lo Yi. Lo Yi has Yin Yang reaction. They've got the Yin Yang part, Arashi.
Yin Yang Light.
But maybe it's because it's rainy season in Indonesia right now, bro. It is raining left and right. They want an umbrella, bro.
Coach Wright.
Just embrace the rain.
Embrace the rain. Is that what Coach Wright is doing?
You know what people say?
What?
I love walking in the rain because no one can see me cry.
Oh. Well, seems Dewa actually is favored in counter index and lineup rating somehow.
Really?
That's because of the Kalea Beatrix? There's a combo there?
There is.
Maybe just the burst damage as well.
And now, we'll walk back onto the land of Dawn to see, will the Sky Kings be able to close this game 2-0? Or will it be retaliation from the gods? Game number 2 of Dewa United against Onyx.
Oh man, honestly, I feel like the lanes really aren't as bad. The team fights though, that's a whole different issue. If they can use these strong laning, you know, the strong laning heroes, try and get some pressure, and then for Onyx, then maybe they can get something. They can get the pickoffs with the Tsunami Slam. But if Onyx are the ones that can clear faster, they have more pressure around, it's looking like a repeat from the previous game. Sans is gonna start bringing down the pain, especially onto that EXP lane.
Seems like this Beatrix will just suffer The later the game goes, again talking about that Granger Farsa combo, this Beatrix obviously has to go Flicker, but now the emblems, Arashi.
2 weapon masteries for Dewa. Octa on that weapon mastery Kakura. And Mark going for the tenacity this time instead of the Festival of Blood. So less sustain, but more defense, especially against all the burst damage available on the side of Onyx. For Onyx themselves, Festival of Blood, so they are the ones who want to go for these back and forwards, out-sustain Dewa, where this time Dewa wants to go for the decisive engage, get a pick or a big combo, and win using that instead.
That little QC as well for the Beatrix to survive the lane. Obviously, if she's able to get a few kills on towards their pocket, that's going to be good. B-Boy under pressure, but Sans also with the wings by wings will be able to reposition. So Dewa, again with their early pressure, still unable to shut down Sans. They really need to stop this Farsa from snowballing. And this Kagura, how does it really operate in the early game?
I guess it's just really cheesy in a way, where you're just looking for little mistakes from the opponents, you know, walking up into the bush, and then Octa will get it. Mueza goes in. They get the knock up there. The Purify gets used up by Sans. Now Kai on the lance. To the puncture over to Mueza. On over. Thorn rolls coming down with the panic execution. Mueza low. Kai able to escape. Now Mark dives into the back. Gets caught. Feathered airstrike. Doesn't land. Octa gets the yin yang overturn to get first blood on Keyboy.
Finally, the gods are able to get their first ever kill in this match, in the series.
In the
that
season.
kill. In the season as well. Congratulations. That kill.
They're on the board.
Towards Keyboy. Welcome back, Dewa United.
Small victory right there, but they can't really capitalize just yet. Onyx are the ones back on the turtle so fast. Mark having the falling star moon, no flicker though. Is he gonna risk it?
Fans walking up. Oh! Tree battle. That's gonna be the Tsunami Slam, blocking Keyboy down the front. The Feathered Airstrike is enough to take Mueza down. But again, Dewa get yet another winning trade, only losing their roamer for that turtle.
Is that worth it, the trade, Arashi?
For Dewa, I think it is, man. Just Mueza, Mueza for the initial objective. I think that's something that would really still be okay with taking. Octa, though, doing a ton of damage here on this Kagura. And this is the thing. The Kagura doesn't have to be like dominant too much in the lane. The fact that it's just a different hero, a different style of hero, leaving the umbrella around in the middle of the fight, it kind of throws off Onyx planning. And when you're a team that operates with such fine detail like Onyx, now the slightest bit of like hesitation can cost you. And I guess that is what Octa is trying to use, technically. And it's also a very safe pick. You've got a lot of escape options using this Kagura. So credit to Dewa, they're making it work kind of.
So far, looking very good for Dewa, but again, the goal lead shifting left and right. As Mueza wants to make a play. Skylar so aware. The possible pressure given this Kalea at least is able to alleviate the pressure coming in from Onyx, and this time they're the ones exerting the pressure, and there goes Tsunami Slam.
Oh, Rage 2 all into the yin yang overturn. That's the combo.
Yeah.
That's the damage.
Amplified combo. Usually it's just the Bennett's Rage onto the Tsunami Slam, but now you have the Yin Yang as well. Mueza again. Skylar under pressure. He's going to be fine though.
Holds his own really well. Sans now backing him up in the bottom lane. Maybe picking up a whole lot of gold. Feathered Airstrike over to Mueza. Able to dash away. Baby and Mueza getting to safety. Sky just farms in his jungle.
That's kind of close, man. That could very easily have been a bit of a turnaround. So far, the game is a bit more balanced. You know, it's going a bit slower as well.
Whoa! Baby! Renner's Apathy, a solo kill on the Crown Prince.
The Crown Prince drops from the skies. The 1v1 connects for the rookie and the gods again. Humbling down the Crown Prince.
Oh, hey.
Oh, Mueza.
Bit too far off. Tsunami Slam still gets it on Keyboy now in the mid lane, maybe clearing it out. What a snipe, what a Renner's Apathy. That was beautiful. Yes, Dewa got the turtle, but I know what we want to talk about.
The momentum shifts.
I saw it like playing out. I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw the first hit, the second, the Renner's Apathy. I saw the flicker available in slow motion. Who would have thought, man? We were talking about the gold lane being Skylar's domain in this match, but maybe might be contesting him for that position.
Well, this Beatrix still yet to die. The longer it goes, the Beatrix scales pretty well as well to the late game. And now Skylar has to survive. One level down against Maybe, but in lane, the Granger, does it really struggle against the Beatrix?
it's a skill matchup in a way. The Granger should actually have a little bit of an advantage, especially early on to level 4. And then it changes with Dewa having more people rotating down below. And now with a 1,000 gold lead, well, it favors maybe. Again, he has weapon mastery too, so that's going to be even better. He's going to one-shot people up top. Mark assassinated by Kai. And it will be a turret up top for the one down below.
So Dewa is actually doing better in the gold lane, but this is developing similarly to the previous game. The difference is that maybe actually has something going on for him. Some kills, some advantages in farm in the lane as well. Is that going to be enough though to actually threaten Onyx when it comes down to the mid to the late game? Because earlier we saw that when it comes down to that, Onyx are always one step ahead. But with the wave clear that both the Kagura and the Beatrix bring for Dewa, that could be what they're using here to actually be faster in the rotations. And Onyx, with only Keyboy being the real tank in the front line, they can't really execute the same way they wanted to. Moeza.
Conceal play. Oh, just gonna go around.
That's concealed down though.
Onyx still able to dodge that, but this is where Onyx goes online, right? The Granger has that Sky Piercer, teams up with the Farsight to burst even more. Keyboy with the conceal play might look for something. They're edging this turtle.
AOG in the back, maybe able to flicker in, but look at the damage from Ludpi! Mark with the flicker out, Skylar looking for that redemption after that solo kill, going for the shots! One last one, and it's Sans who picks it up with the lethal ignition, and just like that, Onyx turned the whole game around.
And in a blink of an eye, fate's overturned. The pages are flipped and Onyx back leading again. This time they get everything, the kills, the turret, as well as that turtle waiting in the wings. Skylar can farm up a bunch as well. Still yet to kill anyone, but Onyx, they step on the gas.
Even when they will have the advantage there, when it comes to the combo, the pickoffs, the damage, Onyx, again, they just outmaneuver you, man. They baited out Dewa's resources initially, and then when they least expected, they got locked in a choke point. Let's take a look at the replay right here by the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, Z Flip as well. Look at that, average of the Guardian towards the back, and everyone gets corralled. And on top of that, look at the heroes that are in the arsenal for Onyx. These are all heroes with great AoE. So when they're fighting in a clumped up manner inside the jungle, they have so much more advantage compared to Dewa, who really wants a bit more space, right? They want to kind of gather Onyx around, but they want Onyx to keep their distance. So when Onyx turn it around and step on the gas, Dewa were just completely caught off guard there.
At least Dewa, this time they can explore out of their base, out of their maps, pushing that top side turret, but hey,
Yeah,
a pause.
that's a second item Rose Gold for Kai. After the War Axe, straight into the Rose Gold. I guess some respect if he gets Tsunami Slam, right? Because he needs to be able to survive that initial burst, which the Rose Gold certainly helps with, and you also get some damage to that, so it's a safer, not safer, it's the riskier immortality in a way.
I think in a sense it's also, if he wants to 1v1 when he's contesting the side lane against Vance, he has a bit of an edge with the Rose Gold there.
Yep.
And technically the physical burst damage from maybe on that Beatrix, you know, he needs a bit of setup, right? So if he actually goes for the Rose Gold there, all he has to worry about is the Beatrix. Whereas if he went for something to respect the Beatrix, right, he has to be concerned about both the Joy and the Kagura. So I think, you know, it's quite the wise optimization here. He has to just play accordingly and maybe focus a lot on like bursting down the Beatrix, because if maybe gets zoned out away, then he has an advantage against the two other magic damage sources. And on top of that, if the fights go the distance into a long duration fight, then extra sustain from the Rose Gold is going to allow him to actually have so much more presence in the team fight.
Playing it super safe for Kyrie because he knows he is the one who can really access the backline, who can really catch on to the Beatrix. But that 1v1 though, still, we're playing like a broken record on my mind. Maybe standing his own ground against the Crown Prince, against a veteran that's been here for so long. But yeah, it seems like it's the contrast of what's happening in game number 1, right? In game number 1, all lanes were basically destroyed, shut down. But in game number 2, at least they're able to funnel something onto the gold lane, and maybe, just maybe, they might go on to play and funnel everything for maybe might be the winning condition for Dewa United. But this Beatrix though, can it solo carry?
That's the thing about the Beatrix, right? Like when you pick it up
Against a Lancelot, by the way.
a
Yeah.
Lance, a Gata. They just have so much CC, so much long-range artillery as well. So let's say you are able to flicker out of an AOG once. Onyx will just play the zone then. They won't
sure.
let Dewa go in with the Tsunami Slam. And again, that's why for Dewa, when they had the lead, I feel like they were a bit too scared to go for those initiations. Like when you go for the conceal, you have a Kagura and a Beatrix right behind you. You need to go for those picks. You need to take one off the board away from Onyx before Onyx do what they did earlier. Corral you, put you together, and then get that AOE value.
We're back to the game. Thank you, Marshall Santos. Not Neymar, but now let's see Onyx sieging onto the mid lane. Dewa hold their ground. But now they can rotate. Now they can push the side lanes to prepare, get prio for the Lord.
That's Skylar taking shots, chucking down the members of Dewa. I feel like they were actually trying to be aggressive, Mirko, in my opinion, but they were just outmaneuvered, right? They went for the conceal play. They tried to find something, but I think they were still trying to find some control around the turtle, the neutral objective, and they really should be focusing on getting the pickoffs, as is their game plan. Now, Onyx, with the advantage, the lead, in one big fight, they were able to get the gold lead and the map pressure as well. 5 seconds to go, and Dewa are kind of caught in checkmate.
Yep, game fight by Kope. This marks Kagura's debut in MPL ID Season 16 after last being used in MPL ID Season 11 by Moreno. The mid lane when Bigatron won the game against RRQ. Bigatron against RRQ, right in the desk.
That's my goal. Moreno, best team, best player. And Mark, now on it already, Onyx. Oh, sounds confident for that airstrike over the fans. Oh, it's not has a Purify, gets away with wings by wings as well. Tsunami Slam though, there's a combo, but there's no damage from the side of Onyx to retaliate. Mueza gets taken down. There you go, finally, that answer. 1 for 1, both roamers down.
Oh, man, that was a close one. But you can see that how much more hesitant Dewa has to be in these fights. Maybe the moment anyone from Onyx dashes anywhere close, he's forced to back away immediately. Whereas Skylar on the Granger, it's not the case at all. He can kind of get away with getting closer because he has good amounts of damage that he can output while moving, right? And technically the Death Sonata is a source of damage, source of AoE, but it's also a repositioning tool as well. So he has a lot more independent movement ability compared to maybe who needs to be babysitted by his team to a degree.
Feels like the Kagura as well, just poke in and out with that umbrella, but now the Lord secured by Kyrie. They want to pounce forward.
Overturn around. T-Boy's still able to survive as Lepay locks him down. That's gonna be a lot of damage play. Sans flying by. Dewa lose Mueza. Onyx lose no one.
The Brew's passionately keeping Dewa at bay. For Onyx, it's all about the repositions now. The Lord marching down bottom. As there's a response from Vans up top to try to push out the minions. But Onyx, what can they really get with this Lord?
Well, they can get a lot, man. They have, again, the range to really siege this down. And they can still AOG to kind of push Dewa away. They won't really be in position to capitalize on the Lord itself, except for Vans. Gonna output some damage right there. The Lord gets cleared. The waves are still available, though. Keep your eyes open for Onyx to try and make something happen here. There's no way they're gonna waste this opportunity.
Be a mid lane turret tier 2 with a feather airstrike zoning them away. But Dewa have done a good job at defending. Now, fans up top too should be able to clear it out.
1v1.
T-Boy tries to cut, but yeah, good job by Dewa. Really good clear.
Yeah, they have that power as well to stop the pushers coming in from Onyx. But again, the poke from Skylar, the poke from Sans, that can really just set them up for another follow-up team fight. If they really want to go in again, commit the team fight, the feather airstrike, again doing God's work.
Man, that's just so much damage from so far away. That Sans that already has the lightning truncheon as well, so watch out for the lightning bolts, man. That can catch you off guard immediately. Him and Skylar, Skylar with a Malefic Roar as well. He is doing a ton of damage, and with the rose gold in his inventory, he can still hold his own, even if Mark or Vans want to jump towards him.
There you go. Dewa, all they will do is just clear the wave up top. He's going to constantly push them, so the timers now, they will be playing for the Lord. But I don't really think they have a way to go into the Lord unless they get a good set for maybe Mueza with the Tsunami Slam and then goes into Bennett's Rage, and then Octa can just pounce and follow up. They have to go through a lot of things. They have to go through Keyboy, Lutpi, who's just zoning. constantly for Onyx. And then there will be Kyrie with the follow-up when all the resources from Dewa are burned out. So Dewa, they need to be meticulous in their team fighting navigations. But as of now, it's just Onyx waiting for that Lord, it seems like.
It's just really tough because for Maybe, I mean, at this point, he's the main damage dealer, right? You have Vans there as a secondary damage dealer. Octa is there really just for the burst with the Tsunami Slam. So most of the carry job will be on Maybe. And the thing is, especially in these team fights, you go for the Bennett's Rage, that's AoE, but that's it. After that, you're forced to go Nibiru, you're forced to go for the single targets, and that's where Lutpi on the CC gets so much value with a Vengeance. Because you basically take Maybe out of the equation for a while as you deal so much more damage to the front line of Dewa.
I think the Mirror's Passion would still also kind of be at semi-AoE. He's gonna push Onyx back, but other than that, it's gonna be the Bennett's Rage.
Oh, Tsunami Slam very late to cancel the AOG, but Keyboard's into now Vans! Assassination of the backline, Sans will fall too! Vans gets 2 on the board, a knockup on Kai! A smackdown landing, Kai now
Kyrie.
against the world, has the puncture, dashing back and forth already.
Oh.
It's a few shots from Maybe, and Onyx are caught on the back foot, away from the bottom lane. Dewa on the Lord first.
Quick fingers on Kyrie, but Skylar again assassinated, and now it's Dewa. This Lord, there's for the taking. Keyboy
Wait.
shadowing behind. Lutpi is there to try to stop it at bay, but Kyrie is also still healthy. So this might be another contest, and the Lord resets slowly. Dewa, they have to be careful.
This might cost them, man. They lost a base turret already. The base is under attack, and the Lord is off HP. Onyx might take an advantage here.
Kyrie.
Oh, Tsunami Slam gets cancelled, no way!
Oh!
Gets it! It's a retry win! And all of a sudden, again, these small wins for Dewa end up being big wins for Onyx.
Oh no, Dewa! They shattered the mirror! Everything was going their way! They were divine in that fight, and now Vans catched up behind!
A snipe from Skylar, one last Death Sonata. A Lord marching down to Dewa's base. Maybe has a DHS. Maybe's been phenomenal. Kai though goes in alone, takes 80 low. And that's enough of a shot to threaten Dewa.
He just stands there menacingly as the Lord marches on the bottom side. Onyx aren't even waiting for it. Sans is half HP. But again, there's no range available. They're just slowly but surely sieging Dewa down. 10 seconds on Vans. It's gonna be a 5v5 to end the game.
The Lord coming closely. Onyx knocking on the doorsteps of the gods. Will this be the end?
Wenza will dash back to the base now, maybe on it already with the Bennett. Does a good job at clearing it. Skylar gets the last one. Tsunami Slam coming down already as Keyboy still able to fight for such a long time. AOG out of there. Vans in the midst of it all now. It's going to be him doing so much damage, but in the end, he will fall to the Sky Piercer. Skylar. Wenza looking for the play. Jumps on Skylar, but will lose out in the end. That's Sonata not landing. Barely out of range. Dewa survive another day with a kill on Lutpi earlier.
Wow, that was all Vans though, in my opinion, because he was able to pull out and divert all the attention from Onyx. There were 3 players chasing him down, and that gave the remaining members of Dewa the room to take down Lutpi and just clear the wave and defend the base.
They were able to buy so much time and drag them away from the end angle there. And Onyx, uncharacteristically, they're actually allowing Dewa some maneuvers here as we take a look at the MPL ID X streamer. By good day, Lutpi Halimawan.
Yeah, I restreamed next to him at MSC.
Oh, really?
Shout out to Lutpi.
Mr. Upi right there. X, Alter Ego now, jumping ship to Onyx. So, now then, Dewa, what is their game plan? What do they do with this hold they're able to create again? The pressure from the Bennett's Rage with the Tsunami Slam, so good, so strong, and so tactile. It seems like Onyx can't really go through it. It seems like if they want to engage, they have to wait for that combo to go through, and then they can just pounce in.
The thing with Onyx right now is that they have all the damage, but again, when you're considering that Dewa have Octa and Vans, they have the same advantage they had in game number 1. They have burst damage available to them, and Onyx this time just has less crowd control tools to really shut all of it down. So you can see that they can maybe burst one man down, or the zone may be out. But then if they do that, Vans and Octa themselves are now actively looking for a chance to do the same thing they did earlier. catch Onyx off guard and maybe take out Sans or Skylar. And even if it's a 1-for-1 trade at this point in time, the fact that Onyx composition relies on having that long-range, high-damage backline is allowing Dewa to kind of like, you know, force them into hesitancy.
That's a Sky Piercer rebuy from Skylar. It seems like he wasn't able to get the kills early on, so he sold it, replaced it, and now he has it back again with the winner crown. So that could be a defensive option for him if needs be, if push comes to shove. But Dewa consistently pushing Onyx to their limit, at least in this game, at least in game number 2. Mueza with a combo!
Vengeance already looking able to survive with the Vengeance now. Spell jumps into the back line, but Kai is doing the same thing with the puncture now. Maybe with the flicker now, that's a cancel away. Kai jumps in, maybe buys immortality in time and gets the Toros! Perfectly timed! Mueza all alone will fall to the Sky Piercer of Skylar. And it's Mueza down, maybe down. The double M of Dewa. Only Mark, Vans, and Octa left to defend against this full lineup of Onyx.
The Sky Kings eye the base. They want to crush the crystal down. The gods, they are bleeding.
Sans, an awkward move. Mark able to flicker out now. Vans again on the way. Just giving the Phantom Execution. Octa jumps into the end. Overturn. Over again. Has to flicker to get out. They cleared out the wave. Mark is holding it in. As their own mini-wave comes in. It's a big falling star move, but there's no damage to follow it up. As Kai again jumps to the puncture. Vans low and will fall. It's a double for Skylar. And a clean sweep for Onyx.
A very, very good debut for the Sky Kings and for the Crown Prince as well. Prince Skylar. And that is Dewa United taken down to the first win for Onyx in MPL ID Season 16.
It's something that everyone was expecting. There's no way Onyx is gonna fall from grace that fast out of nowhere. But still, it's a great showing for them to show that there is no miscommunication. There is no adjustment issue. They're hitting the ground running immediately in the first match of the season.
Well. Dewa United, it was so close. It seems like they were able to get their footing back into the game and make the Onyx fans a little bit frightened, a little bit scared. Spread terror in the land of Dawn maybe was the main man and a man on a mission, but Onyx is Onyx. The Sky Kings are the Sky Kings. Divine Intervention always saves them. And Kyrie as well on the Lancelot. Very, very sharp and on point. A good debut for Skylar. So far, so solid. Dewa, they were so close on mounting that comeback.
And they were able to actually delay. They almost cleared the wave as well towards the end there. And technically, in the late stages, the Esmeralda, the Joy, the Beatrix, with the weapon mastery as well, there was an angle there for them to take it to the late game and get an advantage. But that's where Onyx immediately identified that factor. They let go of the Lord immediately and end the game decisively.
And now it's up to Bude to interview the players on stage.
Dan Sonic, sambutlah kemenangan pertama perdana dari tim Onyx. Wih, balik lagi ke panggung, langsung menang 2-0. Begitu mutlak. Sans, apa kabar?
Baik, alhamdulillah baik.
Break hanya sejenak. Gimana nih Onyx menghadapi season 16?
Ya kita excited juga karena ini match pertama kita juga dan player-player kita semangat untuk match pertamanya. Jadi ya alhamdulillah hari ini menang.
Lancar banget ya, apalagi di game pertama one-sided game. Dan Bude jadi penasaran, dari Onyx membuka match, kalian kepengen ngeset standar baru kah? Kepengen menunjukkan Sonic yang begitu kuat kah? Pengen langsung start strong?
Ya pasti dong. Kita pengen kayak seperti biasa aja sih, kayak season kemarin.
Season kemarin blending, agak naik turun.
Ya cuman season ini agak berbeda mungkin, lebih bagus aja.
Lebih bagus, udah berasa nih hawa-hawa Onyx akan semakin kuat berarti?
Belum, karena kita masih satu match juga. Kita masih ada match besok lawan BTR dan ya semoga hasilnya sama kayak hari ini.
Semoga seperti hari ini, semuanya pasti berharap yang terbaik ya. Tapi bagaimana, ini berlima kan kita tahu standarnya kayaknya makin naik terus setiap season. Kalian sudah menjuarai banyak sekali season jari udah penuh cincin. Season 16. Coba kita lihat yang ada di pojok kali ya Sans ya. Yang ada di pojok tuh yang udah ngumpet-ngumpet. Keyboy. Season 16. Gimana Kiboy ngeliat season 16 ini nih? Proyeksinya mungkin untuk Onyx. Untuk season 16, apakah ada yang ingin diharapkan lebih? Ada yang ingin dibuktikan juga?
Ya kalau dari kita mungkin buat season 16 bakal ya menggila dari awal banget lah. Jadi kita bakalan prepare banget dari sekarang buat MPL 16, terus targetnya buat M7.
Langsung ya, udah tahu kalian punya tujuan yang sudah jelas berarti di season 16 ini.
Iya.
Apakah vibes-nya beda sama season lalu?
Boleh?
Vibes-nya beda sama season lalu?
Ya mungkin lebih semangat aja sih, lebih berapi-api juga. Terus kan kemarin kalah juga di WC. Intinya kita bakal lebih, ya intinya lebih baik lah pasti. Sama Skylar mau nambah katanya.
Oh. Kayaknya udah juga denger sesuatu deh. Ini Skylar udah punya julukan denger-denger ya di Onyx ya. Apa Upi? Kasih tahu dong. Upi, kasih Upi dulu. Upi, Abang Skylar di GH kamu panggilnya apa?
Kenapa?
Kamu manggil Abang Skylar apa kalau di GH? Wah.
Abang.
Oh, Abang.
Abang.
Kalau Kiboy gimana? Manggilnya apa? Ini kan dulu mantan timmu juga pada saat di Manado. Sekarang bertemu kembali. Sama atau beda Skylar yang dulu dan sekarang?
Sekarang Prince Skylar.
Oh, dulu cuma sekarang Prince Skylar. Oke, dulunya King sekarang jadi Prince. Oke, ini siapa yang memberi nama Prince Skylar?
Semuanya.
Semuanya. Prince Skylar, welcome to MPL Indonesia Season 16. Dan Prince Skylar berada di tengah-tengah landak. Di match pembukaan ini, gimana Prince Skylar?
Udah lupa ini sekarang interview ya.
Satu season gak?
Rasanya senang lah. Senang bisa comeback di MPL juga.
Bisa comeback di MPL dan bersama ini landak-landak udah menyebutmu Prince Skylar. Di GH kamu gini juga dipanggil-panggil Prince sama anak-anak ini?
Enggak, dipanggilnya Tony.
Loh? Dipanggilnya beda lagi ya?
Ya,
Jadi banyak panggilan jadi Sonic.
Tony.
Oke, tapi sudah beberapa minggu berarti bersama dengan anak-anak dari Onyx di GH. Gimana penyesuaian dari seorang Skylar masuk ke kandang landak?
Sebenarnya cukup cepat lah. Gua udah kenal Kiboy juga udah lama. Ya Gilang udah tunggu di SEA Games sama Airi baru-baru, cuma memang kelihatan animal ya kan. Terus ya berbaurnya lumayan lah.
Berbaur.
Sama Kici kita.
Upi, Abang Upi. Tapi ngelihat pembukaan match bersama dengan Onyx, dari Skylar sendiri ada nggak sih? Onyx sudah menjuari banyak sekali, udah punya cincinnya 5. Masih ke dalam tim yang orang-orang bilang sudah kuat. Apakah ini ada sebuah pemikiran tersendiri atau ada goals tersendiri yang ingin Skylar bawa bersama dengan Onyx? Ada nggak goals untuk season 16 ini untuk Skylar bersama dengan Onyx?
Ya mungkin goals gue ya itu tujuan gue pengen juara dan gue ngelihat mereka juga pas datangnya gue kayak apinya tuh kayak semangat main lagi.
Makin berkobar. Dan match pembukaan ini mungkin bisa menjadi bukti dan Upi melihat kondisi Onyx sekarang di match pembukaan kita ngelihat api kalian benar-benar berkobar. Di game pertama bahkan kalian nggak ngasih 1 kill pun kepada lawan. Upi Cici Upi?
Ya,
Oke, di season 16 ini bagaimana Upi, apa pelajaran yang mungkin dibawa dari season lalu, dari MSC juga yang akan kalian bawa untuk season ini?
semoga kita lebih baik di sebelum-sebelumnya aja sih. Bisa win streak lagi di awal season.
Bisa win streak, gak seperti season lalu ya?
Iya.
Turun-turun, naik-naik.
Ya, nggak kayak season kemarin lah. Kita coba konsisten.
Tapi ada yang menarik, di mana ada Paman W yang menjadi coach kalian sekarang. Dulu bermain bersama, sekarang cewek menjadi coach. Ada yang mungkin bisa di-spill, dikasih tahu Paman W gimana sih? Beda nggak pada saat jadi player dan saat menjadi coach?
Auranya beda.
Gimana tuh Ubi?
Jadi tegas.
Wow.
Nggak banyak bercanda.
Oke. Dan itu membuat kalian lebih tegang kah?
Ya,
Tapi dampaknya bagus?
bagus.
Bagus, makin keren. Dan ngelihat hasil pertama, memang Onyx sudah membuka dengan 2-0, tapi nextnya ini akan menjadi pertarungan menarik karena Onyx akan berhadapan dengan BTR. Apalagi Kairi, kamu harus berhadapan dengan mantan player yang kalian bisa dibilang lama banget bersama, Nanael.
Oh Nail ya besok.
Nanael besok.
Ya.
Udah ditandain, Kairi?
Enggak sih, biasa aja.
Nggak biasa aja. Tapi pada akhirnya berpisah dan ini berpisahnya udah bener-bener pisah. Nanael ke BTR dan akan menjadi lawan. Gimana kamu melihat Nanael di BTR nih?
Belum tahu sih soalnya mereka belum main kan. Terus mungkin ada pesan aja dari Skylar, katanya mau bantai saya man.
Oh langsung Skylar yang kasih pesan ternyata ya. Dari Kairi ya. Bentar, oke. Jadi itulah pesan dari Skylar melalui bibir Kairi. Tapi kalau kamu untuk Nanael apa?
Apa? Kenapa?
Kalau kamu dari Kairi untuk Nael?
Gak ada teman-temanan. Gak ada.
Kalau berteman, di Land of Dawn tetap harus membuktikan. Apa yang
Ya,
paling kamu
besok
nantikan?
Besok tetap menang, Onyx.
Besok tetap menang Onyx. Tapi ada yang kamu kepengen nantiin gak sih? Misal kepengen duel assassin bareng Nael atau pengen solo kill?
Nggak ada sih. Nanti paling gue pakai baksa terus gue ini tabrakin dia gitu.
Oke, kita akan cari di rumput-rumput lagi berarti ya. Oh well, kemenangan hari ini kemenangan pertama 2-0 juga. Dan mungkin ini adalah match kemenangan pertama juga bagi Skylar di Onyx. Skylar, ada yang ingin kamu sampaikan untuk kemenangan pertamamu bersama dengan Onyx?
Buat Sonic.
Buat Sonic, buat
Sonic.
siapapun.
Apa ya? Ya first debut yang baik lah buat gua. Ya thank you juga ya buat Sonic yang udah datang ke stage. Sama ada support dari bini gua juga dan coaching staff yang selalu ngebantu gua buat improve.
Dan itulah dia, kita bisa mengucapkan welcome back Skylar di MPL dan juga congratulations untuk match pembukaan kemenangan bersih dari tim Onyx. Thank you. Sonic merayakan, super fans sedang benar-benar menselebrasi. Namun memang ada kemenangan, ada kekalahan. Tapi kita semua yang ada di sini, yang ada di MPL Arena bakal ada kejutan. Akan ada BBG, bagi-bagi GoPay. Siapkan semua device kalian, karena saat ini caranya mudah banget buat kalian yang bingung. Season lalu kita setiap hari selalu ada BBG dan inilah dia cara untuk mendapatkan GoPay Coins. Inilah dia GoPay hadiah yang bisa kalian dapatkan secara mudah. Caranya pastikan kalian sudah punya aplikasi GoPay. Bude yakin kalian udah punya. Yang mungkin baru bergabung bisa langsung download aja karena download gratis. Dan selanjutnya kalian bisa buka kamera pada smartphone untuk nantinya scan QR code. Dan setelah kalian nge-scan QR yang nanti muncul di layar putih, kalian tinggal buka hadiah untuk terima GoPay Coins dan otomatis GoPay Coins akan masuk ke akun kalian. Udah pada ready? Dan ingat, hari ini hadiahnya spesial. Banyak banget. Ada belasan juta GoPay Coins untuk kalian. Jadi, langsung saja inilah dia GoPay Coins untuk Super Fans. Langsung scan. Dapat berapa? Jangan lupa ditunjukin. Ayo. Dompet andalan MPL. Inilah dia GoPay dengan total hadiah 16 juta. Dibagikan. Inilah dia momen spesial tentunya di MPL Indonesia. Bersama dengan GoPay dompet andalan. Para gamers pastinya sudah punya GoPay. Dan congratulations sekali lagi 16 juta. telah dibagikan. Siapa cepat dia dapat dan congratulations untuk kalian. Namun terlebih lagi kita pastinya kepengen tahu bagaimana kemenangan unik di game pembukaan mereka, di match mereka 2-0 telah usai. Bagaimana hasil ini bisa terjadi? Langsung saja kita tanyakan kepada para caster. Monggo.
Sky Kings looking as sleek as ever, as divine as ever. My boys doing very well. And a lot to dissect from that interview. Number one, there seems to be no clash of ego. Everyone is helping Skylar to fit in like a glove, and they even got him a new nickname. Prince Skylar,
Or
but
Tony.
also Tony.
That was I wonder, like, you need to explain things, man.
Tony.
Skylar, you can't just be like, they call me Tony and not elaborate further.
Because he blasts his opponents like Tony Stark, you know?
Is that it?
But Tony Stark
Is that just an
in-game.
assumption, or is that
Nah, I don't
real?
know. I'm
Okay.
just making things up.
That's kind of lame.
But in Endgame, you know what happened to Tony Stark?
So you want that to happen to Skylar?
Ah,
He wins
he's gonna
M7 and
outlive
he-
Tony Stark.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, technically, he already outlived Tony Stark, but okay. all right, all right. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see him back on the stage, right? And unfortunately, in yellow, doesn't hit quite the same.
Unfortunately, well, for him, it's fortunate,
Hey,
right?
it doesn't hit quite the same. I'm just saying.
Oh.
It's different. It's
Look
different.
better in red.
He looks better in yellow. In red, you wish.
No, we have
So are
Eman.
you
We don't
saying
need him.
Eman is better.
Oh.
Eman is worse than him.
Eman, no. Eman
You wanna
better.
see him in red?
No, I would love to see him in red, sitting in the bench, maybe.
Ah.
I'm joking, but yeah, here, let's talk about it. That was such a weird move, that Lord.
Yeah. Like, I think they were tunneling too much. Like, and Onyx were successfully able to kind of like, you know, juke him out. Just keep feinting around. And once they were a bit on the feint, you know what happens, man? You make them miss, you make them pay. That's exactly how Onyx does it. All clinical. And the player of the match, Gila Sans here. Here are the highlights presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, Z Flip. And you can see that he is against a lot of dive heroes with mobility, by the way. And he just finds a way to be just on the edge of the Feather Airstrike. He was at the big move by maybe. Oh man, that was clean. Definitely impressive, but unfortunately, not enough to carry the whole team. In the end, it's got to be a whole team effort. And S5, Onyx were just so much cleaner, man. Again, the distance management is something you have to highlight when Skylar's on Granger and when Sun is on the Farsa, because you can see that. Like, dude, when you think you're out of danger, you're not, right? And when you think you want to try and get back at them and punish, they're able to elude the engage attempts attempted by Mueza and Octa and Mark.
Insane lingering presence, Sans. The magnitude of this player is insane. The way he's able to turn team fights around, juke out opponents, fight out, and that knockup was very unlucky, by the way, and Kyrie just came in with front rows and then goes in for that red tree. So that connects, and Onyx was able to swing the momentum behind, maybe. Even with the purchase of the immortality, still unable to survive because Kyrie was unstoppable. And yeah, there was also a unique thing that happened. Like I mentioned, Skylar sold his Sky Piercer, bought it back, and then bought it alongside the winner crown at that burst damage. But the end is still the same. Onyx claims that victory in game number 2 with Dewa. Seemingly was close to turning things around because multiple times they were able to defend their base.
And honestly, you have to highlight as well the fact that Dewa United, their mid lane can provide extra burst damage to help with the Kalea burst with the Matrix. But honestly, you get this feeling that a different mid lane with burst damage can do the same thing. Why pick the Kagura, right? Because we didn't see a lot of big, outplay moments. And the fact that he's on the Kagura, you saw multiple times he's forced to go all in, right? To get that full burst damage with the full kit, with the Yin Yang overturn. Yeah. And when he does that, he gets destroyed immediately, right? Gets nuked down by everyone on the side of Onyx. So you have to wonder again, if in the drafting phase, could there have been a different kind of formation, a different solution here?
Usually you take red side because you have the last pick to counter, and then also first pick in red side, right? So you can actually take from Onyx, and that's why Onyx have been able to utilize red side so well back in the Yeb era. Here, Dewa just really didn't utilize the red side at all, in my opinion, right? What was that Esmeralda pick? What did that do for the team? Even if you wanted to go for Esmeralda, there was really no reason to go for the Esmeralda over the mid laner in that position. Like, were they really just trying? How tunnel vision were they on just Kagura? We knew Parcel was going to come out. Why not deny that?
Now, mic check.
Kita pressure dulu pelan-pelan.
Dan nanti kalau mau masuk kasih tahu ya, kita berdua. Aman.
Flicker SB ya.
Nextnya bisa tengah masih gede ini kayaknya guys.
Guys.
Pakai ulti gua nanti di mid.
Di tengah masih gede ya.
Masih gendut.
Ulti gua 17 guys.
Istangan
SB nggak ada flicker ya, SB nggak ada flicker.
guys, gua nyusul aja guys ya.
Ya, aman Kai.
17 ulti gua. Kalau nggak main di bawah aja guys, gua ulti di bawah nih.
Harus ulti, boleh. Di bawah aja.
Bawa di bawah guys, lihat last slotnya mau clear, mau clear.
Nggak ada ulti artinya gua pakai konsol di bawahnya.
Lance.
Mati.
SB dulu. Nice one.
Gua cut meja.
Hari itu udah mau ulti ya.
Aman. Tunggu wave lagi.
Alea di Goto tuh terakhir.
Goto guys.
Dia mau ambil lu kan, Epe? Gua sini ya.
Lu siapa aja ya kalau gua udah ambil ya?
Kaguranya belum kelihatan ya?
Tadi dia dari atas loh. Depan lebih kayaknya.
Gua clear.
Kalau mau tampar bisa ya dipanjang.
Udah ambil guys,
OTW. Join aja.
Joinnya di gua.
Joy yang ada ulti.
Enggak ada ulti Joy, free gua.
Lihat sini guys ya.
Aman kai?
Aman.
Bokok gua guys.
Udah mati.
Mati dia.
Join ini.
Pada depan dulu.
Nanti sama aja ya nanti Bang Ler.
Aman.
Coba aja.
Cobain nggak sih?
Bisa.
Mau cobain? Ayo, coba.
Very, very vocal for Prince Skylar. He keeps on talking and was also doing some calls, to be honest.
Wow.
So, could there be voices around Onyx? So, who is the primary shot caller? That's the question.
They've never really had a dedicated shot caller.
Yeah.
It's always kind of been like, well, since Primonic, by the way, like since season
CW.
11. It was CW before.
Yeah.
That was M4. That was season 10. But after the change, after Yeb joined in the team in season 11, everybody made calls. Everybody was able to voice in an opinion, and then they just do it together.
Together, stronger.
Well, I mean, again, it's a different look almost, because you can see that usually Onyx comps are just very, like, quite calm, cool, collected. But let's see what Dewa has to say, actually.
The backrooms with Alyssa.
Dan bersama Alisa di sini, biasanya kalau di backstage dan bersama dengan analis dari Dewa, langsung saja kita akan langsung interview bersama dengan Kak Aceng. Halo. Kak Aceng ini dulu sempat main juga di MPL nih sebagai Wong Koko.
Iya, dulu sebagai Wong Koko, sebagai player juga.
Gimana nih balik lagi ke MPL?
Kalau gue cukup seneng ya, dan juga menikmati atmosfer di MPL ini. Lalu intens dan juga bagi gue sangat menantang banget.
Sangat menantang ya, dan melihat nih di match pembukaan season 16 ini. Sekuat apa sih menurut Kak Aceng roster dari Onyx?
Kalau menurut gue Onyx masih seperti season-season lalu, masih tetap kuat dengan rosternya. Apalagi tambah dengan Skylar, ya, tapi itu masih bisa kita coba handle buat minggu-minggu.
Jadi dengan adanya Skylar ini semakin memperkuat lagi ya?
Ya lumayan.
Oke, kita akan melihat nanti di minggu-minggu setelahnya. Tapi kalau melihat dari performance Dewa sendiri, kita bisa dilihat di mid lane sendiri. Ini ada banyak hero-hero unik yang digunakan nih, seperti ada Hellcard dan juga Kagora. Ini emang taktik dari Dewa kah atau gimana nih Coach?
Ya ini emang taktik dari kita dan juga latihan yang udah kita persiapin juga di scrim dan kita coba waktu melawan Onyx. It's okay. Seenggaknya kita tahu resultnya apa dan kita bisa prepare ataupun evaluasi untuk lebih lanjut.
Oke, seenggaknya udah dicoba dulu nih ya Coach ya. Tapi kalau melihat nih, apa evaluasi untuk match-match selanjutnya buat Dewa?
Evaluasinya nggak banyak sih, paling gitu doang. Sama nggak bisa terlalu dibongkar terlalu banyak juga kan, apa yang perlu dievaluasi.
Betul sekali, di keep sendiri ya nanti untuk surprise-nya di match selanjutnya. Thank you so much ya Coach, dan pastinya untuk anak Dewa jangan lupa dukung terus tim kesayangan kalian karena masih panjang sekali perjalanan di season 16 ini. Jadi kita akan langsung melihat apakah selanjutnya anak Dewa akan bisa tampil prima juga. Dan langsung saja kita akan kembali lagi ke para caster. Silakan caster, take it over.
That was the loser's interview alongside Alyssa. You don't want to be there, obviously. You want to try to win out and get your interview up on stage with Budeklar and Mongstar, but at least an insight coming in from Dewa. It's their first game. They're trying to adjust with the roster changes they've made. And yeah, we halfway we did realize that, but we did realize that it wasn't Ray who was playing, it was Vans.
Yeah.
So could that, potentially create that kind of disadvantage for Dewa?
For me, it's weird to see Dewa really go like all in on the rookies last season and now kind of go back to this lineup.
Half and half.
I really like Toshikesu and Spencer. I don't know if they're even in Dewa MPL anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, that obviously it's going to be a big problem now because they've just swapped everyone across the board except for Maybe. Maybe's the only guy who's just been there in the team with no swaps.
He's consistent though.
He's really good. I think maybe he's really good.
I remember last season we casted him on the opening day as well, and he was able to deliver with the Moscow playing that side lane pressure, and now he has been delivering again to solo kill Skylar as a rookie.
Very impressive, huh?
Very impressive, yeah.
But again, yeah, the rest of the team, like, what's the angle here in season 16 for Dewa, right? Are they gonna be playing for Octa? Because that was kind of what they were trying to do, right? They were, getting Octa all those prio picks, the Lunoxes, the
Gura,
like,
Alkirk.
yeah, well, this season, but before it was the Lunox, it was the
Kimmy.
Salinas, right? Kimmy's. So you don't really get a view of what they're trying to do in this season from that match,
So,
right?
question marks all around Dewa, but for Onyx, it's time for them to party. Not just yet, because they
Brother,
still
it's the
have...
first match.
I mean, small celebrations.
Small celebration.
Like me and my friends when we win a scrim, we go for Taichan, those chicken skewers and all that. Celebrating scrim wins against Filipino casters.
But you said party. I don't know.
7-0.
7-0. I wasn't in the team, but hey.
He's still celebrating even though he's not there.
Indo Pride.
Still
Just
counts.
like later on.
At least we win somewhere, right?
Yeah, just like later when Onyx wins M7, Indo Pride.
Oh.
Before that, don't forget that GoPay is the wallet of MPL, and it's giving you free WDP to the first 16,000 people. Just scan the QR code on your phone and redeem the voucher at gopay.co.id/games to claim your free WDP or weekly Diamond Pass. You already know the best place for game top-ups and other top-ups is GoPay.
Check it out. GoPay. So go ahead, top up now at gopay.co.id/games. Scan the QR code here. You can top up a game right there with the Mura symbol. What is Mura? Cheap. Cheap. Because it's very cheap.
Economic.
All the promos and it's hashtag always or hashtag guaranteed GG.
How do you say that? There's this slogan that goes in Indonesia among people who sell things, right? Murah tapi nggak murahan.
It's cheap, but it's not a cheap item.
Yeah.
It's cheap price, but not cheap quality.
Yeah,
Basically,
exactly.
cheap price, not cheap quality.
So it's cheap, but it ain't cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, fam?
It's quality.
That's cool.
Even though it's cheap. That's
Even though it's cheap.
That's like a lot of
It's
products
value.
here in Indo, dude. Like, we just have very cheap, but really good stuff.
Good stuff.
Like labor. We have really good labor.
Martabak.
Yeah, okay.
Good martabak.
Street food.
Oh, very cheap, but very good.
Very good, man.
Midnight from MPL Philippines can attest to this. It could be like, oh yes, I've tried everything.
Every single, overseas talent that has come to Indo has never been able to diss our food. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey, they can diss us, but they can never diss our food.
We have a very good bargaining power in terms of food.
Look at this though.
Gastro diplomacy, as they
Oh.
say.
Wait a second. You can get this
For
skin.
free.
Oh.
It's the Julian skin.
Yeah, the Meowkin Tracker. I already got it. You play games, you collect it, and you can spin, and you can get the skin. So go ahead from the 6th of August to the 31st of August, 2025. Not next year, this year, not last year, this year. You guys can go and spin after playing games, collect the rewards, spin, spin, and spin. Just don't stop spinning until you get the skin. And then you win.
Spin. This
I want to say done, but it doesn't rhyme, so then it's Din. Your name's Lin.
and this is also
Hey, wipe off that grin, bro.
Indonesia's independent.
2 out of 10. It was, yeah, it is. It was Indonesia's.
It was,
independent,
yeah.
day.
Selamat Hari
I'm
Merdeka.
gonna throw that joke in the bin.
Yeah, damn.
If I do that, I might sin.
Whoa!
Maybe you just need a good Tim all time. A good time. Go ahead and get yourself some good time, guys, because this double chocolate.
more than a weapon. I am more than a weapon.
Welcome aboard Metro Zero. All souls must remain inside the train at all times. The terminal station is Evergarden Station.
Zero is pulling in. Look alive.
Car 4. Clear.
Car 5. Clear.
Life, death, I come and go as I please.
Follow the bell across the river of oblivion.
Sniper ready. Give me a target.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Better gear, better aim.
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed.
They'd better run faster than my bullets. One shot, one kill.
First blood. Enemy double kill.
The master plan remains unchanged.
Our turret is under attack.
I am neither the hungry wolf nor the sacrificial lamb.
Turret is under attack.
Nowhere to run.
You have slain an enemy.
One down.
Launch attack.
Nice try. One shot.
You have slain an enemy. Ally has been slain. Ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Rifle.
Our turret is under attack.
A new path unfolds.
Slain an enemy.
Yeah, this is you on the forehead.
Enemy has been slain. Enemy triple kill. Enemy mania. Ally has been slain.
The master plan remains
Our
unchanged.
inhibitor turret is under attack.
One shot, one kill. One shot, one kill.
You have slain an enemy. Shut down.
One shot, one kill. Target on the move. One shot, one kill. Where did Harley go? Haven't seen him for a while.
Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain.
No one's ever been
Has
too
been
far.
slain.
One shot,
Ally
one
has
kill.
been- An enemy has been slain. Ally has been enemy double
This
kill.
would happen.
Ally has been slain. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Ally
A
has
new
been
path
slain.
unfolds.
Our turret has been destroyed.
One shot, one kill.
Enemy triple kill. Our base is under attack.
The master plan remains unchanged. A new path unfolds.
Crosshairs lock you down. Death kisses you on the forehead.
One shot.
Defeat.
Bedanya gue
How do I stop my new puppy from chewing my stuff?
Young dogs need a lot of toys to chew. Maybe a rope toy?
Yeah, I tried that. He's an 8-month terrier.
Gotcha. Well, young terriers are super energetic. How about a run?
Konsisten, kasihnya pasti murah. Tagihan murah. Di aplikasi GoPay transfer 100 kali per bulan. Download aplikasi GoPay baru, nggak pakai lama. Dompet andalan gamers banyak damage-nya.
Level up bareng Special Edition Good Day dan MPL. Temukan kode unik, lalu scan QR-nya. Buat kumpulin Diamond Mobile Legends yang banyak dan menangin juga skin kerennya. Cobain semua variannya sekarang. Sebotol Good Day bikin GG Good Day.
Yo, Good Day MPL. Woo, Good Day MPL. Woo, Good Day MPL. Yes, Good Day MPL. Woo, Good Day MPL. Yes, Good Day MPL. Yo, Good Day MPL. Oh.
Tenang. Menang kalah, mabar bisa good time.
Wah, good time Mobile Legends bang bang. Enak coklatnya. Bikin semua bisa good time.
Ini nih mainnya.
Kok skin lu banyak amat bang?
Yoi, ini hoki dari sering mabar. Dapatkan 1 dari 5 skin elit permanen dengan mabar bersama temanmu. Juga kesempatan terakhir untuk dapatkan Julian Melkin Tracker gratis di bulan kemerdekaan. Login MLBB sekarang.
Onyx Esports dipulangkan oleh Araki Hoshi.
Ternyata Araki Hoshi berhasil untuk dipulangkan di lower bracket.
Ini bencana patah hati kedua kalinya dipulangkan oleh tim yang mereka pilih.
Bete banget ya, gagal mulu. Tapi kan kita Royal Bestie. Gue yakin kita bakal comeback sih. Terus kita bawa pulang Piala M Series deh.
Enak lu kalau ngomong. Tim lu kemarin juara. Tim gua gagal MSC, MPL runner up 2 kali lagi.
Udah, jangan dipikirin lagi. Kita tuh jago kok. Kalau kata pepatah, kita tuh perintis, bukan pewaris.
Gak nyambung sih. Tapi gua akui ya, generasi baru sekarang garis ganas.
Respect sama veteran dong. Indonesia bakal comeback dan kita kasih paham sih.
Kayaknya gue ganti nama jadi Rinetizi aja deh. Biar kayak kata Zi, buat jadi juara.
Zi mah meta 2021. Lu kemana aja?
Itu mah abang-abangan gue. Lihat aja, gue bakal jadi penerus kalau terus di tim Liquid. Tapi please, lepas Paniati.
Sir, what's your command?
Oh, what a play! Freestyle from Fabian. Pemanasan terlebih dahulu.
Lolos ke live aja masih susah. Gayaan menggantiin Kartizi. Iya nggak sih, Pep?
Meskipun gue gak pernah lolos ke playoff, setidaknya gue pernah dipuji ke era lah.
Berhasil mendorong Vitorino menjadi korban hasil kali ini untuk mendapatkan dan kemenangan di atas satu sama sekali dan Pedia.
Udah jangan pada ribut-ribut. Udah pada pernah punya cincin ini belum?
Misi deh. Gantian shift dulu ya.
This is Keyboard.
Kalau bukan karena gue,
Monster kill.
monster kecil kayak kalian masih main ranked. Intinya satu, konsistensi. Tanpa itu, hilang tuh kayak mereka.
Hah? Kok kita sih jadi contoh jeleknya?
Sorry guys, udah improve, cuma telat. Sorry.
Sorry kok, gue ngecewain lo lagi.
Ah, bosen. Banyak mulu.
Maniac!
Tapi sekarang lu ibadah di shutdown. Oh my god.
Maniac!
Mau adu Maniac season ini?
Pada saat daerahnya sendiri mereka bisa pisah. Tapi masih ada pergerakan di dalam dan gimana dirinya dikeroyok. Namun untuk sekarang satu blessing to end.
You miss me?
Blessing to end, blok skala.
Kita kasih paham bahwa era kita masih ada.
Lu masih ingat nggak ini siapa?
Boleh juga. Tapi lu tahu nggak di atas lu ada siapa?
How do I stop my new puppy from chewing my stuff?
Young dogs need a lot of toys to chew. Maybe a rope toy?
Yeah, tried that. He's an 8-month terrier.
Gotcha. Well, young terriers are super energetic. How about a run?
Walau yang lain terus berubah, Gope konsisten, kasih yang pasti murah. Tagihan murah di aplikasi Gope, transfer 100 kali per bulan. Download aplikasi Gope baru, nggak pakai lama. Dompet andalan gamers banyak damage-nya.
Level up bareng Special Edition Good Day dan MPL. Temukan kode unik, lalu scan QR-nya. Buat kumpulin Diamond Mobile Legends yang banyak dan menangin juga skin kerennya. Cobain semua variannya sekarang. Sebotol Good Day bikin GG Good Day.
Yo, Good Day MPL, woo, Good Day MPL, woo, Good Day MPL, yes, Good Day MPL, woo, Good Day MPL, yes, Good Day MPL, yo, Good Day MPL, oh.
Tenang. Menang kalah, mabar bisa good time.
Wah, good time Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Enak coklatnya. Bikin semua bisa good time.
Ini nih mainnya.
Kok skin lu banyak amat bang?
Yoi, ini hoki dari sering mabar. Dapatkan 1 dan 5 skin elit permanen dengan mabar bersama temanmu. Juga kesempatan terakhir untuk dapatkan Julian Melkin Tracker gratis di bulan kemerdekaan. Login MLBB sekarang.
Onyx Esports dipulangkan oleh Anarki Hoshi.
Ternyata Anarki Hoshi berhasil untuk dipulangkan di lower bracket.
Ini bencana patah hati kedua kalinya dipulangkan oleh tim yang mereka pilih.
Bete banget ya, gagal mulu. Tapi kan kita Royal Bestie. Gue yakin
kita bakal comeback sih. Terus kita bawa pulang Piala M Series deh.
Enak lu kalau ngomong. Tim lu kemarin juara. Tim gua gagal MSC, MPL runner up 2 kali lagi.
Udah, jangan dipikirin lagi. Kita tuh jago kok. Kalau kata pepatah, kita tuh perintis, bukan pewaris.
Gak nyambung sih. Tapi gua akui ya, generasi baru sekarang garis ganas.
Respect sama veteran dong. Indonesia bakal comeback dan kita kasih paham sih.
Kayaknya gue ganti nama jadi Rinetizi aja deh. Biar kayak kata Zi, buat jadi juara.
Zi mah meta 2021. Lu kemana aja?
Itu mah abang-abangan gue. Lihat aja, gue bakal jadi penerus kalau terisi di tim Liquid. Tapi please, lepas Paniati.
Sir, what's your command?
Oh, what a play! Brisal from Fabian. Pemanasan terlebih dahulu.
Lolos playoff aja masih susah. Gayaan menggantiin Kartizi. Iya nggak sih, Pep?
Meskipun gue gak pernah lolos ke playoff, setidaknya gue pernah dipuji ke Eral.
Berhasil mendorong Vitorino menjadi korban racun kali ini untuk mendapatkan yang kemenangan di dasar satu sama sekali dan Pedia.
Udah jangan pada ribut-ribut. Udah pada pernah punya cincin ini belum?
Misi deh. Gantian shift dulu ya.
This is keyboard.
Kalau bukan karena gua,
Monster kill.
monster kecil kayak kalian masih main ranked. Intinya satu, konsistensi. Tanpa itu, hilang tuh kayak mereka.
Hah? Kok kita sih jadi contoh jeleknya?
Sorry guys, udah improve, cuma telat. Sorry.
Sorry kok, gue ngecewain lo lagi.
Ah, bosen. Banyak mulu.
Maniac.
Sakit hijaunya, tapi sekarang lu ibadah shutdown. Oh my god.
Maniac.
Mau adu Maniac season ini?
Pada saat daerahnya sendiri mereka bisa pisah, tapi masih ada pergerakan di dalam dan di mana diri yang dikeroyok.
Live from MPL Arena, Jakarta, MPL Indonesia Season 16 is powered by Moontalk. Supported by Esports Federation of Indonesia. Presented by official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy. Official e-wallet, GoPay. Official coffee, Good Day. We own this.
Superfans, sesaat lagi match kedua di hari pembukaan MPL Indonesia Season 16 akan berlangsung. Inilah dia pertemuan antara tim Navi dan juga tim EVOS. Dua tim yang rupanya mereka harus benar-benar step up di season yang baru. Semangat baru dan juga tentunya kita mengharapkan energi yang mereka bawakan lebih daripada yang lalu. Dan Bude Clara mengucapkan selamat datang untuk para superfans yang telah hadir di sini, yang ada di rumah, dan juga tentunya yang menantikan bagaimana kedua tim ini akan memberikan performa perdana mereka di season yang anyar. Kita boleh mengingat bahwa mereka hadir dengan segala hal yang baru. Karena di musim lalu, tim EVOS, mereka harus tertunduk lemas. Begitu pula dengan tim Navi. Namun kalau mengingat ini adalah season 16, season ganjil, season yang harus benar-benar diperhatikan oleh tim EVOS. 3 musim season genap mereka gagal untuk masuk ke dalam babak playoff. Kali ini dengan suasana baru dan juga amunisi yang anyar, ditambah dengan player 2 yang mereka bawa, perombakan telah terjadi di tim EVOS. Apakah ini akan menjadi jawaban mereka ditambah harapan dari semua super fans yang kita sudah lihat di pembukaan hari ini? Rupanya begitu besar harapan dari super fans kepada tim EVOS untuk bisa membawa nama tim Indonesia ke babak M7. Dan juga kita harus tahu bahwa Navi ini adalah kesempatan mereka selanjutnya untuk bisa memecahkan histori yang begitu buruk. Mereka memiliki hasil yang benar-benar tak bisa tertandingi karena belum memiliki kemenangan dari musim lalu. Dari match-match yang mereka telah lalui, kekalahan terus bergulir dan tentunya ini bisa menjadi start awal yang baru bagi tim Navi. Harapan begitu besar bagi kedua tim ini, ditambah tentu saja semangat yang ingin kita rasakan karena semangat itu begitu besar dengan adanya dukungan dari para sponsor dan partner karena MPL Indonesia Season 16 powered by Munton, supported by PBSI, presented by Official Tournament Smartphone, Samsung Galaxy, Official e-wallet GoPay, Official Coffee, Good Day, dan juga kita punya partner ini sports ada Simpati, Dunia Games, Games Max, dan Good Time. Dan juga ada advertiser, Kacang Sukro, dan juga Yoritos. Ditambah dengan supplier ada Head and Shoulder, UBS Gold, Royal Guard, dan juga Imaginary. Dan menjadi hari pertama di debutan match mereka, Navi dan juga EVOS. Kita mengingat bahwa selebrasi dari tim EVOS dari Swalo terhadap tim Navi memang bisa kita kenang bersama di musim lalu. Kemenangan mereka, namun bagaimana dengan musim ini, akankah Navi bisa membalas selebrasi dari tim EVOS dari musim lalu? Dan mari bersama-sama kita sambut, inilah dia match kedua di hari yang pertama MPL Indonesia Season 16. Let's go Caster!
Welcome back to MPL ID Season 16. We have reached the last match of the day. Friday, only 2 matches. The first match was a banger, Onyx again with their debut with Prince Skylar. And now we will see EVOS taken up against Navi. How do you think?
Hey, again, they are both coming off a very bad season. EVO's coming off of 7th or 8th place, just basically not making the playoffs. And Navi coming off the literal worst season of all time for a team in MPL ID. 0-16. So
16.
I would say there's no way you could get any worse. But I might have to hold that thought.
Gotta reserve judgment just a little bit, you know. Hey, all things considered, they might surprise us. Who knows, right? EVOS themselves, we expect them to win. Let's be real here, right? They are the team with more experience, with more dominant showings. But they're also a team that has shown surprises, both positive and negative. So, hey, in a way, this is quite the exciting matchup.
Yep, it is an exciting matchup. But again, we have to see who will play again, which players are able to, you know, glaze the stage later on in MPL ID Season 16. Plus, for Navi, they have quite a few new signings, to be honest. Andorio, Ukir as well, coming in from MPL PH, both of these players. The question is, are they registered? Are they able to play? I mean, for EVOS, obviously, they have Chorizo, they have Roundel as well to just round up their roster. But yeah, it's going to be a conversation for us to take later on.
We're going to have to see.
And now, today's schedule, as we said before, Onyx with the 2-0 against Dewa. That was a clean game 1, game 2 not so much. Navi though, against EVOS.
Yeah, this is the big one here, the match of the day, in my opinion, just because of the stakes, right? How good are EVOS going to be? How good are Navi going to be with those reinforcements? Now, the big question is, the question that Realize already asked, will Andorio and Ukir even play? And if they don't, we're basically just going to be seeing the same lineup from last season, but with a few swaps with Cars maybe possibly going back to XP, and Apro making his debut as a roamer. And again, this is the second time that they've tried a new roamer. Every time they've tried a new roamer since Audi TZ, back then Rebellion, they've kind of failed. So Apro, again, it can't get worse than last season, right? Than Hanafi's debut, but I don't know.
Man, but this is the story of early season matches, right? It's a game of like, is it or is it not, right? Is he gonna show up or is he not gonna show up? Let's go on to the fresh blood. Who will get the first blood here between this the new faces here for both teams?
And hey, folks, it's not 16 game, it's 16 match lose streak. So just to add more emphasis there.
Yeah, 16 matches without any wins. So that is indeed a very tough blow to take for Na'Vi. But for EVOS, it's their even season curse. We know Season 10, Season 12, Season 14, they did not qualify to playoffs at all. And now with the addition of Roundel and Chorizo, will that change anything? Arashi, but...
well, but, you know, odd season EVOs, that pattern has already been shattered, right? So in a way, on a positive note, then maybe their even season curse can also be shattered, right? Let's be positive here. The season has only just started.
Well, like my mathematics teacher says, 2 negatives makes a positive. So that might be the change that EVOs needs. But for Na'Vi, I think we can't really judge them that much. Maybe Cars going back to XP might be a parameter where we can play around. But for Andoryu and Ulkir, if they're not going to play today, then I don't think we can really give them, you know, the judgment.
No, I feel like Andoryu and Ulkir, with their involvement in the team, Na'Vi are going to be very, very strong. But without them, and it does seem like here, it's not Andoryu playing on the side with Ulkir. That was X-Magic in the side. We are going to highlight Apro, but obviously the big question has to be whether we do see the 2 new kids on the block here. And I don't see them.
It's Afro, obviously Navi's new roamer, had a few stints in MDL teams. Aura Blaze, one of them, now TLAC or Team Liquid Academy. So we'll have to see what impact he does bring. But for Na'Vi, Arashi, do you think the roam area was an area or was a department that they needed to fix? Because it feels like, you know, Cars on XP being put on a roam just made him an average roamer, even below average roamer, I'd say.
It just seems like the problem is multifaceted. It's not just the roamer not being good enough, it's the whole team also. Even when there are good moments from said aforementioned roamer, the whole team wasn't really able to capitalize on that either, right? Which is why we saw when they were able to impress us with their performances, it's towards the end of the season when they brought in like a whole new combination. They didn't change one player, they changed like a combo, right? Like a whole new trio mid, a whole new mid and roam combo. I feel like that's the right move to be doing here for them, but as you mentioned, we haven't really seen the new faces just yet.
Yep, the man on your screen previously was Chorizo. Additional XP now, it's Roundel. He has crossed countries, went to MV or Monster Vicious, and MPL MY, was able to make it to playoffs. And now, will he be able to bring that experience with him to EVOS? Maybe he'll make a 3-year streak where he makes it to playoffs, right?
But makes it to playoffs, but gets knocked out on day 1. That's been a pattern for Alter Ego when he was part of the roster for Monster Vicious too. So hopefully that ain't the case here with EVOs, but it very well might be. Just because I feel like with the change of Sway Low, yes, you kind of expected it with his underwhelming performance last season. But to change him with another unproven player, because Swaylo, by all means, he was kind of more proven than Roundel. He had more seasons under his belt playing for Rebellion for the majority of his career. Roundel, this is his 3rd season playing in MPL. And, well, 2nd in MPL ID. He played MPL Malaysia last season.
And again, it's a whole different style as well. You have to admit here that, you know, with different regions comes different metas, different mindsets, you know, and who's to say that he can actually translate all that experience properly into MPL ID. So I think there's definitely a lot of proving that is asked of him right here in his, potentially his debut performance with EVOS. So we'll have to wait and see, man. Only time can really tell.
Yeah, proving grounds for both of these new players, Chorizo and also Roundel. But we'll take a look at what EVOS will bring to the table. Who will play? Will it be Brands? Will it be Alan? You know, Merco's GOAT. We'll just have to see the team lineup. Now it's the EVOS. As we take a look at this player lineup, it's going to be Adelan. Chorizo, Albert, Roundel, Key, alongside Adelan.
Man, Chorizo back at it again here. Mirko, I see that smirk. Is he the GOAT? Is he one of your GOATs?
That's my boy, Chorizo making his debut here. Mr. Muscle clawing their way back to the MPL stage after an underwhelming Season 15. Can they make it a playoffs? It's EVOS!
EVOS come in, flying colors onto the stage. It's gonna be Mr. Muscle Man to carry them on towards the playoffs. Will that be the case though? Because this might look to be yet another grueling match for them to take, because Na'Vi, they come in with full ammunition now.
Man, you can see the traps on that man and ready to carry the team. But Na'Vi, going up Cars, Watchparty, X-Magic, Afro, wow, he's there.
Oh, it's gonna be Cars back onto the XP lane, so not much of a change in terms of personal, but role is going to be Cars back in his throne.
And there's no Andoryu, no Ukir to be seen. They are entrusting a full Indo lineup with X-Magic and Watchparty. Welcome, Na'Vi!
Natus Vincere, born to win, but last season they were winless. So can they change that fate right here, right now, in this very new dawn of a season? Still without Ukir, still without Andoryu, they will try to look to change the tides.
They have to make sure that they do something significant here. They gotta start strong if they want to build up that momentum. It's a bold move by Na'Vi here, not bringing up the big guns. Speaking of the big guns, this is the big brains behind the operations. Our Marshal Santos bringing in the man himself, the architect, Coach Do, with Bravo for the side of EVOS.
Solo.
Solo, no right hand, no left hand man, but here we go. The second match of day one. It is going to be both teams haunted by past failures. Natus Vincere, Na'Vi against EVOS.
Hey, EVOS, no more with the legends, no more with the glory, just plain old. Na'Vi, as you said, born to win, but haven't won. But now they've decided to go for a lineup that leaves us thinking, where are the boys? Where are Andoryu and Ukir at?
I mean, if you're gonna talk about, imports, there could be a handful of problems to make them play day one. Maybe, they have issues on visa and all that stuff. But to take a look and draw ourselves away from that problem, we're gonna take a look at the honest topic voting. Buden with Key and Brands, can Chorizo make EVOS shine? A, yes, EVOS' lineup is strong. B, previous lineup was better. C, need to see first. What do you think, Arashi?
I think it's interesting that you can see B is the least popular option, and it's quite balanced between A and C. So, at least everyone is reserving judgment. They want to see, and they believe there is some potential there for Chorizo. And to be fair, when he did perform well last season, we did mention that this guy seemed like he had potential. We saw the Esmeraldas being so prio just in the previous match for Dewa. Now I wonder, with Chorizo in the mix, is he going to bring out that Esmeralda that was able to 1v2, 1v3 if he gets the ball rolling?
Yeah, Chorizo was the tip of the spear for Dewa United as well back in the previous season, but now the KTVs for Na'Vi.
Right, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and the Z Flip 7 make sideline as Na'Vi's main strength with Shive and Cars, and surprise draft coming in from Aldo. Again, with new faces comes new factors, and with those factors, additional bricks for the architect to craft up the abomination that he's usually well known for. The effective abominations that might just catch EVOs off guard.
Indeed. So obviously, Aldo, one of the best chemists, one of the best cooks we have in MPL ID when it comes to cooking up a draft. KTVs now for EVOs.
Sure, Albert's burning to win the game. They need a shadow striker. Ooh,
striker.
You gotta have someone, lurking there, being that secondary factor, so that Albert has space as well, and position the mid laner in a more supportive than damage-oriented role. Because we've seen again for EVOs, that could be a personal thing for Suelo, but overall, right? They want to make sure that the mid lane is a bit more calm, calculated. Because you can see that, just earlier, for example, if we take a look at Sans, he is aggressive, but the aggression is calculated, right? He needs to be able to stay in damage range, but still be far enough that he has that measure of safety to do that damage efficiently.
Supportive aggression. But what do you think, Mirko? Is Roundel the type of mid laner that can carry the game? Or is he much more utility, compared to Suelo?
I think he's literally just Sway Low. Like I feel like he's the same player. When it comes to being able to carry, it's the same thing from what we see from, say, Sway Low back in Rebellion. He's there, he acts as a shadow striker, he does well when the whole team does well, but when the team doesn't, he isn't really able to be the one to carry the rest. He's not the X factor that you would expect in the mid lane, I mean, especially nowadays, right? So I'd say it's a filler kind of role for him. He'll just be there, he's a missing piece of the puzzle, but not the piece to solve the whole puzzle. You know, they still have to click between the players, and I think it comes down to the star players of the team. Now finally giving Erlan time to shine. I love that. I've always been a big critic of Evo's not giving the time to shine over to Erlan. Great talent. He's still in the lineup with Albert, sticking strong with their main duo that got them so much success early on in the season. And the good old, reliable Mr. Muscle Man, Cerezo Man.
Cerezo. The punching bag for most teams now. The XP lane, but not for Na'Vi, right? What can we expect from this lineup if it's basically just the same lineup from previous season, plus Afro, plus Cars that is shifting now to XP lane? Will he be able to reshine again?
Well, my expectation is that they're going to try and do a lot of plays that relies on the roamer, right? Because there's no way they would bring this guy in unless he's proven himself. So I think at least in the first game of this match, they're going to be relying on him, trying to test him out and see if he can actually bring in that kind of factor, that kind of potential that they require. On the other side, for Evos though, I do feel that now technically, there's more ways for them to kind of like get pressure, for them to kind of draw out your focus. Before it's just Albert. If you can shut him down, it's all good. But now they have a player like Cerezo that can kind of demand that respect and attention. If they're able to coordinate together, then technically there's a chance for them to actually force Na'Vi to make the difficult call on who they want to actually set their sights on. Is it going to be Mr. Muscle, or is it going to be Albert in the jungle?
Now, drafting phase, by the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, Z Flip 7, 3 bans quick straight away. 1-1 Lancelot, YSS, so a heavy damage dealer, all gone. But now the CC goes unchecked. So that's going to be in the hands of Cerezo. Cerezo with the CC.
Yeah, the Arla is also left up for grabs. And if they want to improve on what they lacked last season, they now have, I would say, a very, very good XP laner in Cars. Just as I say that, I was expecting like an Arlet pick for Cars here, but they end up going for Uranus first, which is odd. We haven't been seeing a lot of Uranuses, and the Uranuses we've seen in MSC even didn't really do too well. Farsa makes more sense. Range are going to be coming up. Very fast drafts from both these teams. And a Baksha in the jungle. The CC first pick to enable the Baksha. And the Baksha, in turn, a good pick against the Uranus. So far, so good for Evos.
Yeah, good anti-healing coming in from the Taurus Pisans to stop Uranus in its tracks. But the Farsa will be a problem for this Ranger. Own it.
Well, it depends on how they want to set this up. But with the Uranus, though, even in the lane, it's not exactly a winning lane against the CC, right? Unfortunately now, for Cars, the CC stacks doesn't really dissipate immediately. It drops down one by one. So in the lane, it's still going to be very important for Cars to kind of manage those stacks efficiently. But, you know, the CC technically gives Uranus multiple stacks every time they go for engagement. So I think it's going to be a bit of a bro lane, a farm lane in the beginning. Later on, though, when the roams start coming through, when the mid lane gets involved, that's where these XP laners have to be careful. The Farsa is already a real threat for Cerezo if he wants to play aggressive in that lane. But Na'Vi, they're hiding their roam position that can kind of enable that potential dive.
Moskov picked up for Sive. Feels like they're swapping their specials, right? You see Sive mostly on the Granger, and Erlan mostly on the Moskov, but now they're gonna swap it around. Selena banned out as well, out of respect. Round one with the Selena, plus the burst damage. Now Evos, what do they want to ban out here? They have an option to kind of calm down the jungle. So that might be the target bans now for Evos.
In the world.
Cho already taken out from Apro. We did get to see from Apro as well in the ping test, and he was on the Cho. So maybe a comfort pick of his. Really good choice up against CC too. So Halea, Cho taken out, none of those pick-off heroes. Na'Vi might have to go for some drastic measures in Rome. Either a safe choice like a Gatot that I would say is pretty bad against CC and Baksha, or you go for a crazy playmaker, Badang, Tigreal, one of those.
I like that idea, man. Crowd control, I think, is going to be important because the Baksha and the CC, yeah, they're real threats, but only if you allow them to use their mobility to jump around your front line, to get around it. So if Navi wants to go for something that can dynamically engage or at least stop the shield unity or some of these other spells that allows Evos to dive efficiently, in that way they can kind of force Evos to play that front to back and allow the Moskov and the Farsa to do damage and allow that Uranus to actually stay in the mix and tank up some damage and output some as well.
Wow. Blue taken out.
They think the Uranus is flexed. They think Uranus can go to the jungle.
Uranus jungle.
Yeah.
We've seen it a couple of times in MSC. It worked once for Aurora Turkey, and that was it.
Muscle of iron.
Interesting.
Kacha still up, picked up against CC.
Oh, this... Not a fan. The Uranus already going to get countered. Got the Kacha now. They are doubling down into a pick that is... into a style that I say won't work. This is a front-to-back comp with a front that's compromised.
This is reminds me of, if I recall correctly, a strat that Keskute likes to use. Go for the Garakacha so you can land behind the Granger and force a messy team fight. That could be the angle that Aldo is looking for, technically. But like you mentioned, Mirko, these frontliners are kind of compromised. If they fall behind in the early game, they won't be tanky at all, especially with that Baxia softening them up and reducing that regeneration.
That's going to be the name of the game. Oh! Valentina and a Franco.
Signature pick? Technically?
For Key?
Is it?
Not really. We have seen him play Franco a couple of times, but... Yeah, what is the combo here? They get a hook, and what's the instant burst? It's kind of like a slow death.
It's the shield unity into an iron hook combo, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
They've done it before. But unfortunately, I think it's kind of weird because they don't really have burst damage, right, to secure the deal.
The Valentina could just steal the airstrike, and then you can go for the, the
maybe
bloody hunt, and then you go for the their airstrike. That might be the way of thinking for Evos, but yeah, again, quite a hard synergy to pull. It's Franco and Valentina, maybe with a Baxia as well. Enough for Navi to run out their picks. They will go for a Fanny left unbanned. So the Uranus not flexed. Will still go XP. It's gonna be a Fanny against the Baxia.
Oof. A lot of crowd control available for Evos. I don't know, man. Navi, they gotta be careful in how they want to utilize this Fanny, because technically for Evos, there isn't a real vulnerable backline, right? The Granger and the Valentina both want to be in the mix, up close and personal if possible. I think Navi has to focus on not really allowing Evos to snowball. If they go and get an even game, then I think Navi's mid game has some potential here. But if Evos get going in the early game, that's tough, man. I don't think anyone from Navi can survive the initial engage, the catch and burst coming in from Evos.
Yep. Draft index though for both teams, more favor towards Navi. It seems like they have rounded themselves a very strong draft with the Fanny as the closing pick. But now, to enter the last match of the day, it is both teams with shattered pasts. It is going to be Evos against Navi.
Navi still on a 0-16 record. That's a 16-match lose streak. Trying to break it here with a new lineup, but not really entirely new. They've kept the same 3 members. Actually, they've kept everyone the same except for Apro. Not even the hyped up, anticipated Andoryu Ukir are playing today.
Well, technically, Cars is also changed because it's no longer in the same role. But as you can see, man, it's a brutal time. But Cars can stick around, can take some hits from the jungle to kind of regen. But he kind of stuck. Wait.
Oh, what? Paul walks up to his demise, gets dismantled early. No purple buff, no green camp. Everything falling into place for Evos, into shambles for Navi.
Questionable early aggression. What was the goal there, Hirashi?
I think he was trying to pressure, try and get the litho and assert that dominance, but he collided with the shield unity. Afro might follow suit here. Here comes the hook.
No AOG to get you out. Not even revitalize used up. Roundel picks up a kill, and again, Navi. Questions will be thrown in the air. What was that?
Evos, this is a team that understands how to push the advantage. Now that they know that Watchparty is on the back foot, look to Key and Albert to really find ways to move into the jungle. Ooh, Watchparty with the red tree there, securing some extra EXP. But again, Evos, watch what they're doing here. If they get an advantage, they can just brute force their way into the jungle of Navi. Their early game composition allows them to do so.
It's Fanny. So far, struggling obviously with that early death given to Watchparty. So it's now up to Watchparty, how will he recover from this loss? Obviously a 2-0 lead for EVOS. Brownhill hits level 4 and now they might look for a gank towards Erlan. He has to be careful.
Ooh. Dodges from Erlan. Dodging from all the shots except the last one. Watchparty able to play again. Erlan in the bottom lane, flickering out. Spear of Misery helps him to get out just a bit, but Watchparty gets the cutthroat down. And the SOD will land on Key. Albert securing the first neutral objective of the game as Shive goes into the mid lane to collect a double lane farm.
It's a wise move from Na'Vi there. They abandoned the turtle contest. They know they're up against a Baksha. They know the jungler's behind. And they make sure that they get the gold lane a bit more ahead, get them a bit of something in exchange. And they're able to actually stave off that aggression and allow Watchparty to get his own purple as well. Talent prediction here by the new application Kope, by the way. Mr. Pulung, the only
what?
One. Whoa.
Watchparty, that red tree was years, light years too early. What?
Questionable early game from the jungler of Na'Vi, Watchparty. We have seen him interchanging positions with Ether last season. And it seems like this season he will start again, but yeah, quite shaky, we could say. So far, 3 minutes for the Fanny and...
Oh no.
Only the pressure soon. Oh, down bottom.
At least they're trading on the map. At least they're utilizing, Watchparty getting bullied to get something off the map. They got 1 kill on Erlan, but that's it. Now Cars, next to the chopping block, still able to escape. Gets out with the flicker too, buying as much time as possible for Shiva to farm up.
On the bright side for Na'Vi, Cars on the Uranus is doing pretty well right now. And towards the later stage of the game, they have the Fanny, they have the Moskov and the Uranus. So technically, they have ways to kind of pressure the side lanes from a distance and be annoying, right? EVOs are the ones that have to go for a pickoff, go for a decisive kind of play. And to be fair, they have shown that they are able to do so. So we'll see how this game develops towards the end there. Looking at the Clash of Eras here, the veteran Key against the rookie Afro. So far, we haven't really seen too much from Afro, and he's getting jumped on.
Yep. Shield Unity into the Iron Hook, into the Bloody Hunt, and it's a kill to Roundel. As easy as that, traded for a possible purple, but EVOS get their purple too, so it just ends up being a win for EVOS. Cerezo will be able to survive this. There shouldn't be a kill angle. Never mind, Watchparty in there. Vengeance used on Cerezo! Surviving the AOG, landing on Watchparty, and they keep their purple alive. Not even a trade given to Na'Vi. SOD lands in the bottom lane, goes to Erlan. But he caught a tough spot, still has those bullets, turns it around on Shiva! One last shot, Shiva! Will be gunned down despite the attempt.
EVOS, they take everything and lose nothing. The turtlenecks in the chopping block and Na'Vi, they're crumbling to pieces. What is happening, Arashi?
It's just EVOS outclassing Na'Vi, man. Even when the plays are executed by Na'Vi, EVOS just see it coming. They've been in this position before. Erlan there, trading flicker for flicker, just outplaying Shiva, kind of baiting him in. And now again, EVOS, all they have to do is maintain this pressure. They themselves have great mobility across the map. And they're just gonna brute force all these moments there, diving in. Almost a hook setup. That combo is just so difficult. Later on, it's gonna be Cars accepting most of those iron hooks. We'll see if he can get tanky enough to do that.
At least Na'Vi has a body.
They committed so much. Those 4 ultimates up top, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, they got a kill, but they got no capitalization off of the kill.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is at least they have a body to kind of tank the combo. We have seen a glimpse of it. Shield Unity crash into the Iron Hook. That might be the case. The hook!
And the Bloody Hunt. That's a kill up to Key. And he gets the winner crown. So it's all part of the plan, I guess. You know, wait for the winner crown, gets it, and now probably be seeing more kills over to Erlan.
Calculated.
It's the uninterruptible Winter Crown Bloody Hunt combo. That's what they're looking for. I was just about to say, realize, despite having the Gadot and the Uranus that should be tanky enough, none of them are running that Vengeance, and they're only running on a Dreadnought armor, so they can't really save up all that much damage right now, especially with EVOs already almost 3k gold ahead. So slowly but surely they're losing prio. You can see them corral together for safety in numbers, but that's going to allow EVOs to actually get the map pressure and the farm around the map. This is exactly what they are supposed to be doing, and they're doing it great.
Invading the jungle now. Purple buffs. Stolen as well. Given to Albert, so EVO's just running rampant. Waiting for the timer to go. 5 seconds to the neutral objective take. As Na'Vi, they corral together like to go. 5 seconds to the neutral objective take. As Na'Vi, they
are not at, but look at this, dude. Look at the damage. Ooh.
Oh no. They have a Granger with the Sky Piercer, it seems like. Yeah, a Sky Piercer. Granger. It's gonna be easy burst for days for EVOS. They throw out the combo, the Franco and the Baxia. But now how does Na'Vi navigate around this little mini game that EVOS has going?
Well, for now, I think they just need their frontliners to actually have the resistance to survive from the initial engage. Antikythera has completed for cars at this point. I think that's gonna be enough because the bulk of the damage coming in from EVOS is physical, to be fair. But again, without a Purify or a Vengeance, he's still in a very precarious position because his team can't really threaten EVOS enough to actually force them away from their pickup attempt onto cars. Might see it again here. AOG, whoa!
Rondo gonna be caught, has a quicker, and after the Iron Hook to disengage. Apro, oh man! A free Sky Piercer stack. AOG from Rondo with the curtain call combo, but they're able to fly away. Well, Magic was able to fly away, the others walked.
Right, 4K Goldie for EVOS, and they're still maintaining the pressure, but on the bright side at least, they haven't really been invading into the jungle as much as they really could be. Watchparty though is still 2 levels down. You can see Albert just rolling around, scouting as well in the jungle to try and find something. Oh, Watchparty though, gotta kind of clean up his performance on these cables, man, because they need him to actually be able to be that slippery Fanny player to clear on the side lanes and, you know, threaten the 1v1 possibilities. In the end, it's still gonna be a Fanny. 1v1, it's still gonna be a difficult hero to deal with, unless of course Watchparty, you know, gets sloppy on those cables.
At least for EVOS to have two-way side lane pressure, right? You have the Moskov that can always jump into team fights with the Spear of Misery. Or SOD, excuse me. And then you have the Phantom with the cable, Sive.
Oh no, he gets away from the shield unity, but that's a 2v1! Albert will take them both! Shive has the SOD in the back, but Key's just waiting for him! The Bloody Hunt waiting for him, gets the kill! And Na'Vi again are lost in the land of Dawn. They don't know what to do, they don't know what move to make.
That was a greedy move by Shive there to run away. X-Magic, no!
But their airstrike stolen to take him down. Even with the flicker out, it was not enough, and now EVOS just wreaking havoc. At least Watchparty gets the purple buff, Iron Hook, and it's a kill to Roundel. They're stat padding.
It's fishing season, Arashi.
Sure is, man. Watchparty on the other side.
Oh no, again. Back-to-back hooks for Key.
It's just one after the other, man. The fleeting time is completed as well for Key, so no one is safe. Watchparty tries to clear, but
Shield Unity, a free kill over to Erlan. 10 minutes in, Watchparty, you don't deal any damage right now. The curtain call slows him down, and there's still a Lord to play with in the bottom lane at 10 minutes.
Oh my, Na'Vi going from bad to worse, adding salt to the wound, and now Watchparty on a mission to just try to divert the attention, but no, the base is crumbling. They're gonna crash this wave into it. The Lord is well gone, but hey, EVOS still 5-man strong. They look to end it here.
Waiting for the wave. The hook does not land so far, but Feather Airstrike already used up for both teams.
Apro taking front of that damage already, able to escape. Watchparty taken very low. A turn to bottom lane taken down. No, the minions actually cleared out by the SOD. So it buys Na'Vi a bit more time to scale. But I don't think EVOS have any intention to leave Na'Vi to get that space.
Yeah, Na'Vi has to clean up their macro play here, because in theory, they have the tools available to kind of delay the game even more.
Yeah.
Look at this though, EVOS trying to brute force it.
The middle they go. Na'Vi have 0 engage. Cars is half HP. The Feather Airstrike is tickling Albert, and he'll respect it. The wave in the bottom lane cut already earlier by Watchparty, so leaving buying some time. Albert, oh my lord, steals it away! and emotes on him. Now goes to his enemy's purple buff, and Erlan's the one who takes it. They're gonna get another base turret off of this.
Not my neighborhood, he says. And it seems like EVOs, they want to crash the wave into the crystal. Will this be the end angle?
A hook, but it's only onto the mini waves. Oh, feathered airstrike over the Afro, and a kill for Erlan! A feathered airstrike but he unlocks it down, and Cerezo is on the board. And Iron Hook again! This time on Tars. Erlan gets a double. Shibe and X Magic trying to be the X Factor. But we won't be able to do much. 16-2. And it looks like EVOs want to prolong Navi's lose streak. 0-16, a game away from being 0-17.
That's a perfect textbook performance if you have that snowballing composition, man. Even towards the end, it's not about the macro, it's not about the farm. It's about pressure, constant pickoffs. And towards the end, Navi can't deal with it, man. Their death timers were quite literally cycled on demand by EVOs. Every single time someone respawns, the other gets taken out. And when you have a situation like this, there's no coming back from it. There's no space to farm. There is no time to scale up. And EVOs just brute force everything. A great performance, man, based off a great draft as well.
Man, we need a hook counter for Key. How many hooks did he hit there? Like I said, it was fishing season in Land of Dawn with no fishes seen, but it was Key with the pressure. And again, the EVOS fans here in the arena, ecstatic for what is a good performance. But again, no conclusions could be drawn because it seems like Navi are looking in their worst. I feel like there hasn't been any changes yet. So, are they going to rely on Andoryu and Ukir then?
Well, they have to.
Well, can they do so today?
No,
right?
I don't know. They're not here, see.
Exactly. So they have to try and weather the storm with this composition. Like one more game or two if they want to mount a comeback. Regardless, though, I feel like they have to really identify. It doesn't seem like they understood what EVOs was trying to do. They know what they wanted to do. Use the Fanny, right? Use the Uranus. Be mobile. Be annoying. The Moskov even. They triple, quadruple down on that map pressure. But because they aren't able to stop what EVOs wanted to do, which is engage and burst down and pick off, they're the ones forced to play EVOS' game despite all these tools available to them.
Well, at least, guys, right? So take a look at the bright side. And Doryu and Ukir, they don't got competition to start. They will start. They will be guaranteed to start when they can play. So the bright side is that. Now the horrible bleak side is what the heck did they do? And can the players who are going to be playing with Andoryu and Ukir recover from this?
So it was like Albert and Onic. Competition, right?
Yeah, he had competition.
Non-existent.
Here, it's just, okay, we're just going to be waiting for Andoryu Ukir. There won't be any questions posed as to, will Andoryu play? He will play when he finally can play.
And now, the player of the game, obviously presented by the official tournament smartphone, Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7 and Z Flip 7. It is Key, or KYY with the Franco. A very, very special game for him. In regards to how many hooks did he land? It was insane.
It's not just the hooks, by the way. It's also like where he is, where he walks to. Because again, this is a player with a lot of experience, Key. He just knows where he wants to kind of be and scout out. So a lot of times, if you see where he's positioning, he's kind of reading out the intentions behind Navi, and he finds himself in the right position to kind of help out and get, an additional layer of punish towards Navi. And remember, towards the end there, Washer Paul was trying to make some plays happen, but when Key is just on point with that Bloody Hunt, knowing when he wants to use it for cars, for Afro, or using it for Washer Paul, right? He kind of shuts down this Fanny presence because he is just hunting, quite literally, for Washer Paul every single opportunity he has.
Yep. I think the pressure from the Franco was very, very good. In accordance with the
read.
Baxia as well. The Baxia Franco combo, not only, like you said, that set play they had with the shield unity crash and the hook, but also the fact that they can really be mobile, be all around the map, omnipresent in regards to fighting Navi back, pushing them away from their own territory, taking their jungle, just taking map control for EVOS, even if they had, or even if when Navi had the Moskov, they had the Fanny, still they weren't able to reclaim that map control, at least in the central parts of the map.
That's something that I think Na'Vi has to kind of solve by the next time. Like, if they know that, you know, it's going to be a pick-off type of deal, again, I really felt like for the frontliners, you know, something like a Vengeance can be very beneficial here, because if they don't really get the full-on pick-off Evos, then immediately they kind of lose steam, right? The big factor is whenever someone gets hooked, they get taken out immediately. I feel like the reduction could have came in handy, but at that point, that's just the Uranus, right? We haven't even addressed the fact that Watchparty got caught up early and, you know, lost his purple buff very, very early on. There's things like that that really needs to be cleaned up by Na'Vi, because, you know, how are you supposed to stop what your opponents are trying to do when you can't even get a good grip on what you're trying to do as a team?
I don't know. So, what do you think will save Na'Vi?
At
I
this
don't
point,
accept Andoryu and Ukira's answers.
well, what else can they do? It's like, I don't know. I guess draft
style, maybe?
Draft an easier composition for Aldo, right? I mean,
Yeah,
hey,
okay.
maybe that draft would work if Andoryu and Ukir were playing.
Maybe.
Clearly not. So maybe draft for Watchparty and X Magic. You know, get some easier picks on the board. Maybe play some utility jungles. Let Shiva and Cars do the heavy lifting, just like what Evos did, right? They didn't get any of the assassins, so they were like, all right, instead of forcing assassins, let's just play for Sorizo, who's great on the CC. Let's play for Erlan, who's great on the Granger. Maybe do a bit of that instead of already not having, you know, the strongest jungler in mid and forcing them to be the carries. Maybe put them on utility, you know, like.
And maybe like easier might not be like the you know, the only option. A more straightforward composition could be great as well, because again, they have all these tools to play macro, but then this means that three or four of your players have to coordinate with each other on, like, okay, who's pushing here, who's backing away here, like who's gonna take the farm there, right? So it's quite like, there's a lot of potential, but it requires experience, right, and coordination. So it might not be the best option right here.
I'd say there, Alpha Mathilda would have been a better option. Go through, shred the box shit, try something there with not Fanny.
Get shred down with Gopay. This Gopay is giving away 10k diamonds.
10k.
110 diamonds only. 1 rupiah for the first 100 people who is able to scan the QR code right here. So go straight away, scan it with your Samsung phones and enjoy the reward, right? Because Gopay, the G in Gopay stands for generous.
Well, it's a
Generous
limited amount, so, you know, better be quick, man. Come on, pull your phones out, bro.
Be quick with it. You can't be slow, because first come, first serve, and everybody here have their volts on, flips on already. They can just flip it out, flop it out, fold it out, and scan it. The promo voucher is here, 110 diamonds for 1 rupiah, and there's 100 quota, so go ahead, check it out. Only 100. Get out. First 100 people.
And there's a lot of people watching, brother. Like, you know, you better be quick.
There's a billion.
Check it out.
Really?
Not a billion watching. A billion people somewhere in the world. 6 billion others also in the world.
Several billion.
Several billions of people.
And still counting, by the way.
Yeah, we're growing.
Scoreboard.
I don't think that's a scoreboard, but it is the sum. Hey, you don't scan it on the job, brother. Hey,
yo,
trying to dissect.
Yo,
back to work.
I'm trying to contact Andoryu.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
I
You can see you trying to scan.
Oh man,
You're gonna show up in the Team Galaxy zone cam? By Samsung Galaxy?
I really want
to
come here.
At least you have a fold. And you can go there right now.
Okay. Right now?
People, yeah, you can go.
All right, goodbye.
Go with your fold. See ya, realize. No, we're back on. So
I was about to leave, but yeah, it's back on cam. So yeah, that was a 1-0 for Evos. A very, very convincing 1-0 as well. It felt like time was passing by very quickly in that game. So now again, the same question has to be posed. What does Na'Vi do?
Dude, what do Evos do to make it even quicker?
Ah!
At this point, it's kind of like for Evos, guys,
it's all about the mindset.
Go home quick. How do we go home quick here?
Yeah.
Do we go for Assassins? Do we try to just battle it out at the start? Do we just go for Joy instead of the Baksha? It worked, but guys, look at the angles here. There's like a billion of them. We're a protractor in this game.
Yeah. Evos really needs to 2-0 this. They
really do?
They have to.
But you predicted 2-1, realize. So
that's true.
I want them to get a 2-1.
I kind of want them to get a 2-0.
But you predicted 2-1.
That was a mistype.
Oh, okay.
happening in the talent room.
Realize once a 2-1. Let it be known, right? This is the statement.
I need a 2-0.
Put out right here. He needs a 2-0.
I need a 2-0.
He's got something really like he needs to do something urgently.
Urgently.
But
I don't have the energy to do that.
Well, because you haven't been snacking, my guy.
I haven't been
quality
snacking.
snacks, bro. You need to snack on something that is, energizing and tastes good as well, so you don't kind of get bloated.
Yeah.
Feel like the brain fog. You need sucro, my guy.
Sucro, the coated peanuts originally from Indonesia with flavor variants that are perfect to accompany your gaming experience. There's original barbecue, kribo, and soybean to make your day even more exciting for sure. Pro gamer snack with sucro. And as far as we go, we are best friends with Sucro Man. So, Gasla,
brother. Man, we had the chance to actually try the kribo flavor finally.
Dude, it was amazing.
Delicious.
Playoffs.
Delicious. That was good.
I told you. I remember.
Where the sucro?
I think we ran out of it.
I put it all in my bag.
Did we finish it before the broadcast started?
Yeah.
I actually put it all in my bag, so
it's all.
If you guys want, you guys can come over.
You ain't gonna share with the homies?
Hey, there are a lot of people here. I'm afraid people in the crowd will actually snatch it from us. So I put it in my bag. It's safe. We'll eat later in the talent room after this game or after a perhaps third game if Navi decides to finally show up in game 2.
A 2-0.
What if Evo's experiments, bro? Right? Like, hey,
they
that was pretty straightforward.
What if they go for...
Let's bring in the unique stuff.
I don't think they want to experiment, though. Because it's the first day.
Are you telling me teams wouldn't go for like a Hellcurt experience? Would they not experiment with Hellcurt?
That's a different breed. That's a different team, We're talking about Evos here. Legendary Org.
Are you telling me teams aren't going to go Esmeralda and Kagura in the first day?
Oh no, I don't like this. They have fans too.
What do you mean?
They all have fans.
Yeah, you're right.
Onyx have fans.
That's true.
We bring the fans into this, realize?
I mean,
is it a
they
fan
have fans
issue?
to satisfy. They can't disappoint the fans.
So the fans wanted to see a Hellcurt,
Here's
a
the thing.
Kagura.
If you want to come back and, just cement yourself in MPL ID after a disastrous season, might as well do it in style. Might as well do it in dominant fashion. Go for the 2-0.
Right.
Gives hope more for the fans, right? And then people's expectations start to climb.
Are you talking about Dewa or Evos?
Evos.
Oh, okay.
What about the Navi and H though?
The Navi.
If they lose 2-0, they're gonna be like, all right, guys.
In the case of them losing 2-0 or 0-2, it'll be good. You know why?
Be good?
That's gonna fuel Andoryu and Ukir to play their best game every game with Navi.
See, I don't think they even need to do. I don't even think they need to play their best game. They just need to play a game to be better than that. Right now, the standard is quite low. Expectations are very low for Navi. So Andoryu Ukir, we welcome you with open arms, and definitely I think Navi will also do the same. They'll be like, oh my god, finally.
The most open arms of all time.
Yeah, like they're going to open their arms so wide.
Crazy wingspan on that.
But how insane is it though to go 17-0? 0-17.
To 0-17. To go 17-0, that would be crazy. 0-17 though. It's crazy.
That's still crazy, yeah.
So there has not been
way.
a single team in MPL ID history to go 0-16, right?
Nope. So they're gonna prolong the record. Go 0-17.
You know what? What's kind of like tragic about this? I don't know about you guys, but whenever I have a streak going on, like I've done like let's say 18 days in a row, or like I've done 18 times of something, it kind of feels like a shame to kind of end it,
Yeah.
So because like your record keeps going up, right?
I'm trying to say.
So they're gonna end this eventually, but I feel like there's a bit of like, man,
a record's a record, bro.
No,
a record's a record.
You can't say no, Mirko. You're the one like, cheering them on to break Wolves' record.
No, but that was last season. They already did
but they
it.
can maintain that record.
No, they've already done it.
They can extend it even more and make it of all time.
Hey, Mirko, listen. If you have a record, you don't want someone else to break it.
Depends on what record I have, sir. I would.
Do you want to break the record by 1 or do you want to break it by 10? You know what I mean?
I would want a good record.
Yeah, true.
Not a bad record? So are you saying that Navi has a bad record?
Oh yeah, 0-16 isn't really
what do you think?
good unless like somehow in your world bad is good, then technically it's good.
Hey.
I guess it comes down to like your
perspective.
It's a state of mind. Right?
State of
like,
mind.
If you think good is bad, then bad is
then
good.
you're Australian.
Then oh yeah, maybe everything's just upside down.
Well,
Erlan. Erlan's getting time to play.
Yeah,
that's my boy. Yeah, what's up, Erlan?
What do you think about his performance in game number 1? He got that like that outplay against Shiva, dude. Kind of.
Yeah, but it was backed up by Key, right?
No, it was essentially solo.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was performing very well.
I'm not really thinking much about.
Okay, how about Shiva then on the flip side? Because he tried to be a bit creative. I do feel like the mechanical plays you saw potential, but that play where he cleared the wave and recalled in the bush, right? And of course he wouldn't know that Albert was rolling to his doom. But you gotta be more careful than that, dude. You gotta get out of there.
I don't know, when your true mid falls behind by that much, I think it's just cooked. As a gold laner,
it's just well done.
You can do.
You went past well done. It was just congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that was just GG from the start. I think after the lethal take that ended up with all dying, I was like, okay.
He ran into the shield unity on the cables, dude. A head-on collision. A flying, cable person against a rolling rock.
I've always had this question. Yikes! As an Attack on Titan fan, what happens if the guy, goes and uses 3D MG
and hits a wall?
Hits a wall. So we found out.
Have you not seen it happen in the anime? I feel like it happened.
We have, but it was because of the Titan. We've never seen a inflicted wall.
Is there no moment like that? I feel like
no. We've had a moment where the guy hits a wall, but he was running from Titans.
Yeah.
Not from a lethal wanderer.
Lethal.
Not from like a self-induced buck.
Shows you again like how delicate the balance is when you're on the cables, bro.
So what do you think about that Fanny pick, right? After seeing Watchparty,
well, it didn't work.
Not being the best at it, why did they pick up the Fanny?
I think they're
Watchparty looked very uncomfortable.
I think they're drafting the way that they've been drafting in scrims with Endor Ukir, because clearly that was not what this lineup strengths are.
Right.
Well, I mean, they were trying to get an assassin who could really go for the snipe up against a Granger, push the side lanes, but yeah, the Fanny wasn't it.
At this point, what kind of signature hero can you put in the hands of Watchparty?
Yeah, what's Watchparty's signature hero?
Dude, just go alpha.
Joy, right?
Just go alpha.
He plays the Joy quite a bit.
Yeah, alpha Joy, Lance.
Some AoE, quick clear, right? Make it like simpler. You're up against Albert, dude. It's dangerous. And now we're into the drafting phase for game number 2. Could potentially be the final game of the day as well. So let's see what Na'Vi have to offer.
Okay. Let's go. The drafting phase presented by the official from the smartphone. Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, Z Flip 7. Triple ban straight away. It's the same bans for Na'Vi, respecting the YSS, Lancelot, and the 1-1 for Evos.
Yep.
That's still the same, Juicin.
Let's go CC, first pick. CC first pick into Na'Vi. This time, please go for Granger instead. Play for Shiva. That's a CC. Now, would it be... I hope it's not Granger Farsa, because then it'll just be... Oh, actually, there's no Hilda on the other side for XP, so technically you could go Granger Farsa. You go Baksha against the CC, but yes, that was what we were saying. An easier pick in the jungle. Okay, so they just go for an easier pick for Watchparty, and then they still stick with the Farsa. It'll probably still be the Granger then for Evos.
All right. I kind of like it. I feel like it's a bit more straightforward here. Fast maneuvers from the mid lane and the jungle. Good ganks as well. So even if they don't really get the best laning situations, they can kind of get involved there and kind of swing the balance in their team's favor.
And now for Evils, they want to answer back. The Granger being picked up. The Gotcha is also a way to access the backline up against a Farsa, right? But the Baxia still needs answers, though.
CC Gatot combo.
Granger Gatot as well.
Yep.
I believe it was RRQ who really liked going for those 2 early picks. Not quite sure the reasoning behind it here, by all means. But with the CC, I guess, CC and Granger, the Baxia, I don't know, man. I feel like the Baksha is still going to be quite tanky here. Evos might need a bit more there to really seal the deal and be a real threat for Watchparty, theoretically, on this Baksha.
Hey, pretty good. Aerith.
That's a pretty good pick. Yeah. We'll go up against the Granger, but level 4 will be a different story. Then the Granger can poke from back. But Na'Vi, what they ban out here? Mid lane, potential picks for Roundel. Maybe they ban out the Valentina?
I think it's the same. It's going to be Selena and last ban. Kadita.
Yeah,
Kadita and Selena last ban would probably be the choice for Na'Vi. Again, trying to give X-Magic some room in the mid lane. And it really does seem like for Na'Vi, they're setting up for a carry XP like a Lapu Lapu.
Your team
and Evos are not reading into it. They're banning out still like, I would say more utility XPs. Uranus taking out the Arlet. Will
Arlet,
be good. I think the Arlet's actually pretty solid here against this composition.
Arlen's still up for grabs for Na'Vi, but I think EVOS will try to sense it out, ban it out, try to close the window for a potential strong XP laner pick.
Yeah, we have to see what they want to put in the hands of Sorizo, right? Because, what they want to put against Sorizo technically. So I feel like the sustainable bans here for EVOS is just to make sure that Sorizo can get prio, right? Be a bit more dominant.
What's your command?
And Fanny,
Your team is
Na'Vi do not want it a second time.
They banned it themselves.
Yeah, they don't want Albert to get their hands, or EVOS to get their hands on the Fanny. Is Lapu gonna be banned? Is Arlet gonna be banned? Or are they just gonna ignore both and ban out, what, a roamer?
I love the
Esmeralda. Franco. They want to take that combo away. The Baxia Franco. Now Na'Vi.
Na'Vi.
First move here. Alright. Is the Baxia flex, you think? Is it possible to be flexed at all? They do go for the Badang here. Debut pick. See which goes where, Mirko?
I think it's a roam Badang. I think they're setting up for a carry in XP.
Badang is a good pick, to be honest. Good setup as well. To stop the Gatot and CC in their tracks. A good combo is over the far side with the Feather Airstrike, and then you can go for the Fist Crack. And now EVOS. 2 last picks. What do they pick up for Roundel? I think a Valentina works again here.
Ultimate's available for sure, and the safety, the 2 dashes is gonna be great to get away from the Baxia. No, Lilia actually, even more AoE, good way to really output more damage. It's kind of DPS-like from the middle, right? We've seen that being used to try and deal with the Baxia before. It's a solution we haven't seen for a while though, but Fredrin into the Baxia. Yeah. Limited region.
And you gotta, I mean, that's a lot of CC, right? I think Lapu, Arlet, like Arlet, okay, well, can get chain CC by the Gatot and Frederick, so Lapu is a safer choice.
Whoa!
Hero. I understand
Signature
why.
hero.
It's a signature pick, yes, but it's also a winning lane against the CC.
Yep.
So they're trying their best to like win out Turtle 1 and Snowball. Oh, if they get a Snowball, we might actually be seeing a 1-1 here. This isn't as easy to predict as game 1, Realize, and Arashi.
Understandable.
Hey, an equalizer might be on the board here. It really depends on how they execute.
This is what we talked about, right? Drafting a straightforward composition. Give them their favorite heroes. You know, Karsa special with the Paquito, and then you have Oshipal, and an easy-to-use jungler, right? With the box, you just roll around, put pressure on the counterpart. But hey, draft index for both teams here, slightly featuring EVOS now, but Na'Vi. It's all about their execution and snowballing in that first turtle like we mentioned. But now back to the Land of Dawn. Will this be a 2-0 or a 2-1 end for both teams? It's EVOS up against Na'Vi.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be interesting. With the Lilia for the side of EVOS here, will that be enough to kind of pressure off Na'Vi? Will it be enough to actually take down the Baxia? Let's see if Watchparty can emulate some of that success that the Baxia had in game number 1.
What do
you think about this matchup?
It's a good matchup. It's a win for the Paquito, especially early on. Because you just go for trades, and CC does well when the fights are kind of long. Watchparty already trying to punish Albert, who went Impure Rage instead of Concussive Blast. Ooh. Again, it's so early from Watchparty, these red trees. He's trying to predict the enemy red tree. And again, Albert didn't really have red tree, and it ends up being Albert picking up the camp even without red tree.
Did he get it, or did a shield thrown by
Albert got it.
Albert got it. Looks kind of close, man. Emblems by GameSmax here. Well, Wilderness Blessing. Hang on a second.
He just walks up to the Baxia. Absolutely no respect for the anti-regen.
Ooh, Realize looking a bit concerned here.
That 2-0 prediction, Realize.
2-1, don't worry.
Oh, 2-1, you say?
Backtrack.
He's tracking back.
Retconning my decision.
Bradcon?
Retcon, yeah. But
great superhero, Bradcon.
So far, EVOS, still not... We can't draw conclusions just yet, right?
Of course.
Losing his own body there in the first few minutes. The Watchparty hits level 4, so now the anti-heal is there for them to take the fights, especially against the Gatot Kacha with the healing. But for EVOS, what is their win condition, Arashi?
Well, they want to go for a proper team fight and allow Albert to kind of sustain and prevent everyone. Oh, hang on a second, Cars already finding a way to the back, assassin style. Power wave.
No black shoes, Afro. Walking up, and the airstrike coming down as well. Key gonna be taken. Whoa! Albert still wins the retry battle. Paul unable to even tap the retry. It's a kill for the turtle, and Evos find themselves in an okay spot.
It looked like a guaranteed win for Na'Vi there, especially with Cars already burning out the black shoes immediately. And somehow, some way, Na'Vi, they didn't get the 50-50. They're unable to punish more than a single kill towards the roam. Evos, despite how that was looking, actually came out with like the best case scenario. And now they're still on track on their win condition. They want to keep this game kind of slow, steady, and allow their damage dealers to scale up and go crazy in the mid to late game.
We can see Na'Vi now exerting the pressure, all conceded by X-Magic.
Woo!
And Lan
Happy feet!
is like Neo from Matrix. Key goes into the taunt.
Oh, look at that damage though. Man, Roundel on the Lilia. Again, this is a hero we haven't seen in a long time.
Retry.
There's so much potential, but ooh, Watchparty. Shoot away. Albert will be able to maintain his control over the jungle. Afro.
The take. Now Steve walks up. Erlan?
Wow, whoa.
A flicker for the Synchro Fission. A few moments of, I think, overthinking. Feathered airstrike to get the wave in the mid lane and also to poke Roundel too.
Well, Roundel is gonna be half HP then. But and again, there's nothing really going on here, so both teams are just farming away. And despite having the Baksha, right? The high mobility, the brawly, tanky, damage-dealing Baksha, Na'Vi are not really getting any value from it, right? Even with the dynamic engage provided by Afro on that Badang, they haven't really been able to find anything.
Flowing one though for X-Magic again. Anti-heal is there. Key goes in for the gank, but Sive pops him on force.
Oh, for pick again. No, Apro coming down with the shield immunity too. It's Key locked down, has the EOG and gets away as Erlan is able to dodge away from the shots. X-Magic gets himself to safety. Mars with the flank. Big resources spent. Shiva and X-Magic, no ultimate.
See how this goes, man. Na'Vi trying to find something. They should go for the kills if possible. They are the ones who want to brawl it out. They want to go for a 50-50 retry with Watchparty one level down.
Walkers beat it out. Apro caught on the back spot, able to go for the pin down as well, but still it's gonna be the turtle taken by Watchparty. Cars flickering out the safety as Evos get the trade just on the roam.
Won that trade, Arashi.
I feel like it's an even trade, but look at what Albert is doing. He wants to get something more, but he's way too low. Watchparty though. Albert? Oh, Albert? Buddy, whoa!
With the retry, could taunt to cancel it out. He will sacrifice his life for Albert, who made a very weird decision. And Na'Vi are in the lead now.
A greedy decision there. No HP available. Teammates aren't backing him up, and he still tried to walk up towards the purple. I know that Watchparty hasn't really been showing the greatest retries, you know, but that was a greedy play, dude. And again, for Na'Vi, you have all this power, right? All this dynamic kill ability with the Paquito, with the Feather Airstrike again, forcing out the Black Shoes. Don't go for the 50-50s. Go for the pickoffs. Go for the fights first, because you can kind of catch Evos off guard if you do it right.
As time ticks, this Pharsa and this Harith will be such a menace to deal with. But for Evos, do they have that late game insurance in their hands, Hirashi?
Oh, for sure, man. With the Lilia, have you seen the AoE DPS a Lilia can output? With the Granger also scaling more with farm, the way his passive works, right? More Death Sonatas and Rhapsodies with the passive stacked up with farm. They can really do a lot of damage in the late game. They just don't have burst and Afro.
Okay, that's how the AOG. But yeah, he needs to respect this anti-regen, dude. He's been walking up a bit too aggressively, and you gotta understand that Na'Vi also have damage. It's not just, you know, the anti-regen. Power with the scaling up, like you said. Cars up top though, knockout strike, power wave. To get out. Yeah, Albert, I think, wants to be a bit more active if possible, but he really hasn't been allowed to, right? He's just farming up as much as possible, and he actually has an EXP lane that he's been able to maintain against Watchparty. So when it comes down to the neutral objective, Evo's is doing great right here. I feel like for both teams, it's a game of chicken. I'm like, okay, who's gonna pull the trigger here? Are you going for a 50-50? Are you going on to try and go for kills, right? Because if you hesitate and you make the bad move at the wrong time, you might just lose it all, right? So both teams are just feinting for the neutral objective and potentially going for a pick-off if it's possible. And for Na'Vi, it's way more possible. Look at Cars already waiting on the wings. Here to Taunt already. Watchparty walks in, but it's going to be Albert who wins out the retry battle again. Cars caught in the tough spot, able to go for the knockout strike again as Na'Vi disengage on the other side of the map. Evos, a bit too much artillery appraiser's wrath, dealing a lot of damage, but Albert's now caught, pinned down as well. AOG locks Apro down. Erlan gets the kill.
The White Tigers finally able to show their fangs after what was a hellish first 5 minutes for EVOs to play with. And now V finally with holes in their compositions, but it's still not safe enough because you can see the damage output very high. Sive, again, as the Harith will just scale as time goes by.
And Shiva has been playing pretty passive. I mean, even there, when there's a bit of a skirmish and there's a potential for Shiva to kind of pick something up, he didn't put the Zaman Force at all here. So I'm curious to see how the comms are going right here for Na'Vi. But Shiva using the Zaman Force, taking on the turret immediately. So great moves there, trading turrets for both teams. Again, this is very, very close. Only 100 gold difference from both teams.
Pro, Albert, on a tough spot, doesn't have flicker. They'll be able to dash away now as Ronald goes for the chase. Now Watchparty right there, brings back without a Chorizo. Cuts him in the back with a curtain call. AOG. And AOG lands on Watchparty. But that's Sonata not landing, barely out of range. Cars goes in on Roundo. Purify out though. Shiba and Cars with a flicker. Wow. Good display from Na'Vi. They get a trade back, and it's the mid laner in for 2 tanks.
And that's Cars, the XP laner reborn, finally able to shove his fists on towards Roundel. That's the first kill for him, and now the game flagged by GoPay. Fredrin becomes Albert's 4th most picked hero in his MPL ID career with a total of 19 picks and a 68.42% win rate. So hey, still pretty high for the EVOS fans to cling on.
Yeah, I mean, the Fredrin, especially back then when it's still meta. Dude, it's a whole different kind of Fredrin. But yes, right now, the gold lead kind of widening for EVOs. That's great. They have to be careful again of the burst damage. That's the only issue. If they're able to read through Na'Vi and their playmaking tools, if they can read out where Cars is going to attempt to go for a one-shot, if they can engage like they did earlier when X-Magic's Feather Airstrike is down, they can definitely get the better of Na'Vi here because even though their healing is reduced, they have more healing compared to Na'Vi, right? And that's something that they can use to their advantage.
Hey, Apro the position here. Apro still holding Chorizo down in the bottom lane. There's already Cars rotating over to Taunt, over to Cars too! And he's going to be able to get a knockout strike down, but he's going to fall to Key! Now Zaman Force over to Taunt also! But Shiva is just crazy with it! Now dodging away! Apro looks for the pin, but won't be able to find it. Erlan getting free shots everywhere! Chorizo gets another 4 for 2 in the end. X-Magic, can he defend? I think the better question is, can EVOs just go for Lord Free? Yeah.
The White Tigers roar back to life. It's Erlan. Again, the main man for EVOs. Finally able to get Shackles free from his hand. That was Na'Vi again, looking for that play, like you said, Cars. If they're able to identify where Cars is, it's basically game over if they also can catch Siva at the same time. So now Na'Vi, are they only going to rely on that one-dimensional play where Cars goes in for a surprise pick-off from a bush?
Well, technically, it's not a one-dimensional play. Na'Vi are the ones who have to kind of show off different looks. They have to kind of put Cars above EVOs, below EVOs, behind EVOs. They gotta be creative with it to make sure that Key and Albert don't find them. Because if they do, as you can see here, the Paquito with only a Brute Force as a defensive option cannot survive against the long-range burst coming in from the Granger, from Chorizo as well in the 1v1. So Na'Vi just has to be a bit more unpredictable if they really want to get a decisively better teamfight. EVOs, it's all about being careful. It's all about being methodical and clearing out these bushes. Because as you can see, there's so much experience behind Albert and Key. They can find you, man, unless you get really creative.
Now, the siege onto the base, still First Lord, so it won't bite as much. But it's still good damage for EVOs. They're going to plunder everything they can in the base of Na'Vi. That passive as well from the turret, broken down. And a Holy Crystal for Sive. Will this be the power spike he's looking for?
The airstrike throughout the waves already. Watchparty just in front as Cars walks up as well. The wave dealt with, but it's going to be the bottom lane again for EVOs. Zaman Force, Taunt already coming down with the Purify out already too. Heat taking a half up top, another Holy Shield taken down. So Na'Vi have lost all 3 Holy Shields.
But they're able to maintain their 3 structures in the base right now. Like you mentioned, realize Shiva has a Holy Crystal, so his damage is going to be more and more efficient. It can't really be ignored by Evos, and if he dives to the back at the right moment, it could be dangerous for Airline. Whoa!
Cars with a lot of damage over to Chorizo with a power wave. That's the knockout strike, ladies and gentlemen, of the skin used by Cars.
Yeah, Terry Bogard.
Terry Bogard.
Exactly, man. He's got a power wave.
Power wave.
And it's been very critical for Navi's success in this game so far. 4K gold advantage for Evos. Not something that Navi can't come back from. But again, they have to plan their moves efficiently, especially when the neutral objective is up. That is where Evos are trying to go back and forth, bait out these big ultimates, and use their regen advantage. Because look at their composition, man. Chorizo, Albert, and Erlan, all, and Key technically, can all heal up. And if that keeps happening, right, then Navi are the ones who have to go for an all-in. They can't really go for half measures.
And I like how this Lilia also acts kind of like a zoning tool for Evos too. Just push Navi. Hey.
What? That
okay.
is...
See with the Maniac. Hey,
what happened?
Act, pretend, Navi.
They came out of nowhere.
With a Maniac.
A Maniac from out of nowhere. What was that? Was that a minion kill?
Quite literally out of nowhere.
4 million kills count as a Maniac now. But late, Lord
Is that foreshadowing though?
For Evos, that might be true.
Could it happen?
Maybe
Final destination.
Ours, good position. A very far flank around, but the position won't be made of use by Navi. It's just a free one. No Maniac as of yet.
No, still not. But hey, we can still wait for a few minutes to the end of the game. But Lord secured and Cars working his way in the side lane. We have seen him pull off miracles with the Bakido. That game against Onyx.
Yep.
That comeback, that might probably be replicated. But hey, Evos, they're coming in full power now.
Oh,
Magic.
Careful, buddy.
Gotta be real careful with the wings by wings there. And they will just try to clear up top. Airline walking up as well with the conceal of Key. Cannon gonna take it down. That's a taunt over to Alpro. Alpro looking for the play against Chorizo. Pops in the curtain call and locks Chive and Alpro down. Alpro with a taunt again. Airline free shots, but the airstrike takes Airline. Half HP. Cars is in the flank and it makes Evos flinch. They back away instead and they're unable to utilize the Lord in the mid lane. They can go for the next few waves though in the bottom lane and up top.
Divine Glaive completed for Shive, by the way. Watch out for that damage. They're trying to clear the wave still. Albert!
Oh! Double taunt with the curtain call. AOG! Locks Cars down! The flicker right into the holdout. Apple with the flicker out to safety for the airstrike coming down. Out T! Takes him low. Albert with a cancel on that feathered airstrike. Worship Paul melted down by the man Chorizo. And it is the second base turret to fall up top. Another one in the bottom lane. But Evo say we've had enough.
Navi is crumbling. Will 0-17 be a fruition from them? Because so far it's looking bleak in Evos. They don't want to stop anytime soon.
That's a silver lining for Navi though. The fact that their base tower that's still up is actually the one on the far side away from the Lord. There's an there's an angle here that they're able to play that macro game, and that is something that seems to be the intention from Cars. But look at Chorizo. 1v2,
Beat it out the curtain calls. Amon Force over as well. Watch Paul just standing there. Ooh, it's the front line. That's it. Navi, can they defend the bottom lane? That's a taunt over from Key, holding it down. Actually does. Oh my god, Apro! He doesn't cling to it! And Roundel gets away in the end with a trade back as Erlan gets the shot.
So unfortunate, man. That's the power of the black shoes. He was done there, but he has a second chance at life. And keep in mind, he still had the Purify, so that was all calculated by Roundel. Navi just could not get that value play. They're trying to clear now again. Evos, can they force this down?
Trying to. They're dancing with death. They get the turret. 20 seconds to Lord. I think they're going to play the long game and play it in a much more calculated fashion, giving time and space for Navi to breathe. The Evos escape death again. That was Roundel cheating death like Harry Houdini. Still has a Purify, but still kill us. So at least, again, you can see how the Lilia is being used to its maximum potential, just zoning around against Navi, adding that DPS burst damage like you said, Arashi. And now Evos, they want to pander onto the Lord.
All right, we'll see how this goes, man. Shiva is full items, I believe, with the concentrated energy just completed. Oh, look at damage!
Massive damage, but no resources spent. Key caught in the bad spot. Shield Unity locking him down as well. Now he's getting the pin down, but Key is able to get the taunt in time. Evos have very low HP bars on Key and Roundel. Ronald has the black shoes, so he can just...
Oh!
Aura, the legend, you're watching.
Hey, the MVP.
Looking at his ex-team, doing well right here.
Yep.
All right, no base towers for Na'Vi though, and they're still trying to find something as Shiva is the one even getting close to the front lines here. Creative moves by Na'Vi to even send Afro towards the back there. They're aiming for some kind of flank to try and catch Erlan or catch Roundel off guard. Because the Lilia's weakness is that you can't really run away and then Black Shoes, because then you would, get pulled to the front. But look at this one, Magic!
Looks away just in time, but Watchparty will be sacrificed for free! Shiva has the purify, doesn't even use it! Gets gunned down by Erlan! Do they read where Afro is? X-Magic has the Feather Airstrike. Cars is trying his darn best in the bottom lane to clear out the waves. 2 knockout strikes now with a bit more sustain with skill 1. Can Na'Vi defend? Cars with a curtain call already. Cerezo's melting him down. The AOG stops X-Magic in the front. Afro falling!
It's over!
Evos get the 2-0! Clean sweep to make the day a full day of sweeps here in the opening of Season 16.
0-17. Born to win, but winless. 17 attempts, and none of them are wins. So for Na'Vi, it's back to the drawing board for EVOS. It's time for the fans to have some faith again in the team.
Oh boy, there was a glimmer of hope. A potential way for Na'Vi to turn it back around, but in the end, it was immediately denied. Waved away by EVOs, showing their dominance, showing their new form, and boy, they're showing a different adjustments, different flexibilities. If they can keep this up and have that aggressive style, but also those plan Bs, those plan Cs, this is a scary EVOs we can look forward to.
And Na'Vi, despite that very lackluster game 1, showed improvements in game number 2. And unfortunately, it still played out the same. It still ended up with a loss, but I would say a valiant attempt by Na'Vi in game 2. Some proper changes made to improve.
And up on stage, it's EVOS with a word or two for the fans. Bude Claramong start take it away.
EVOS fans! Mereka bersorak-sorai hadir di MPL Arena menyambut kemenangan perdana di match pembukaan dari tim EVOS. Dan membuka match ini dengan 2-0. Sepertinya EVOS punya semangat baru, Kak Erlan?
Punya dong.
Apa tuh?
Ini di manis. Di otot.
Oh, amunisi baru ya, menjadi semangat baru juga Anyar. Tapi sekarang Erlan, kamu menjadi player senior nih di EVOS dibandingkan kawan-kawan lainnya. Gimana? Apakah sekarang siapa kaptennya nih?
Kaptennya
ini ya, kaptennya.
Paling lama dia.
Paling senior, menjadi kapten. Bagaimana nih untuk menghadapi season
5.
Hey, Mirko, listen, if you have a record, you don't want someone else to break. Do it right. As time ticks, as far as
gets hooked, they get taken out immediately. Concerned here.
That's 2-0. That's 2-0. Key. Academy to take it down. That's a taunt over to Apro.